we need to amend all of that a little later. But let's start off with let's check the stream. Connecting to the Wi-Fi. Right. Did I say something? Shalom, shalom. Yeah, that's all good. That's good. All right, shalom.
Shalom.
When the souls by giving all praise to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai,
Yahushai, Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakakadash. All right, double honors to the apostle of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. All right, Yahweh's real name, with whom the world eagerly calls God, Jehovah, or Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh. The Son's true name is Yahweh Shai. Right, and when we pray Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning the, and Sham meaning name. So Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Right, with the Hebrew Israelites who come out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shah, week in and week out, to prophesy the imminent downfall of this man's kingdom, right? Because that's what we're seeing happening throughout the world. We're seeing the chess moves being made, right? Such that we get close to the end of this man's kingdom. That's how we're able to see how close we are. In fact, we could start off real quick with Second Ezra, the 9th chapter, right?
This is the book of Second Ezra 9 and 1, which leads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligent in itself.
Right. And when you talk about measuring, everything has a measuring stick, right? Or a means to measure. When you think about weight, you've got a scale. When you think about length, you've got ruler, right? So how do we measure time? You measure time by way of these prophecies, right? You take, like, for instance, you imagine, because if you imagine prophecy like a bingo board, right? How many? We've not got many squares left to tick off. Okay. Well, the MOTB being a main one, and after the MOTB, we know that the deliverance comes soon after that. Okay. Carry on.
As goes on to say, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have taught thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the eyes will begin to be the word which you heard.
That's it. That's it. Right. So when you start seeing part of the signs pass, so we're seeing so many different things happening, right? Really from the turn of the decade, right? From 2020, right? This world. Okay, yeah, it's if you get the other one and the other leg in that. There we go. Salaki, a bit of technical difficulties or wind difficulties, however you want to say it. But if you get the shot up, that's good. All right, and that's it, man. All right, so Salaki, if you can read it again, bro.
This is the book of Second Ezra 9 from the top. You say, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligent in itself, when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee uh, before,
Yep.
then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right. So we're seeing these prophecies come to pass. Right. We see that the things that our apostles have said and broken down to us from before. Right. And we're able to be like, oh, snap. Hey, the apostle spoke about that. Right. And we're seeing, and more so that it was written in the scriptures before these things happened. Real quick, we get Ezekiel 33. All right. In fact, we can start from, was it 32 maybe? All right. Because that's the key thing. You read in Revelation, what does it say of Yahweh Shai? It says the spirit, right, of Yahweh Shai, right, is basically the spirit of prophecy. So that's what we're involved in. When we see certain things happening in the world, right, we're filtering them through the scriptures, right? That's why, scriptures speak about, the fact that we're blessed, right? Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability at that times. Because if you're speaking to people in the world, whether it be at work or whatever, right? And then they be seeing certain things, and you can see the nervousness in their eyes, right? When you talk about, oh yeah, such and such war could happen, they're getting nervous. For us, we get excited. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, 33 from maybe 31. Oh, okay. Let's see. Uh, yeah, from 31. Put on what's in 33 then. You said from party? However, whatever you want to say, if you want to make a point as well, but
This is the book of Ezekiel 33 and 30, which leads, also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses.
yeah, hey, and Jake is, full of, let's be real, full of shit, man. Here it is, starting off with the apostles on down, right? They've been out, on the streets for a very long time, right? But Jake don't wanna hear. Jake don't wanna, come out and hear what the prophets are saying. Carry on.
Uh, as it goes on to say, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh for, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh from the, come forth, cometh forth from the Lord. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them.
Right. So it'll be a thing where they look at this thing of ours as entertainment, right? They'll be listening. I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Let's go here, and you see it. Remember when we used to be at Oxford Circus? You get the Jakes to come, right? Let's see what these guys are saying, right? Stand in front of the crowd, right? But as soon as we really start breaking down the precepts, right? They don't really want to listen. They don't want to hear. Carry on.
Will not do them, but they will not do them. Uh, for with their mouth they shew much love, but their heart goes after their covetousness.
Yeah, kinda. Oh, is that what it says? All of that. Go on.
And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that has a pleasant voice, and can pray well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not.
Mhm.
And when this comes to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet has been among them.
Right. So everything starting off from the with the apostles, their teachers on down, right? What has been broken down in these precepts has been coming to pass, right? And we're in that season for that ultimate those ultimate prophecies to start coming past, i.e. the MOTB and the destruction and deliverance. Right? That's really all we're waiting for, and that's what we're starting to see the spirit of this world moving towards. Right? If you could and what were we holding? We was holding Ezra, Ezra 9, and also we had Ezekiel 38 chapter, right? Because we've been seeing what has been happening over the week by way of these, because effectively what Russia did right the other day was a weapons test, right? They were basically showing the West, however it's really going on behind the scenes. They were showing the West, look, man, if we want to destroy you, there's not much you can really do about it. Okay. If there's more than none, otherwise we can get 38. 38.
This is the book of Ezekiel 38, and from the top you say, and the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal,
Mhm.
and prophesy against him.
Right. Why against? This is representative of the Russians, right? Why is it against? Because ultimately they're Edomites, right? They represent an Edomite structure. But the Lord is basically, as it's going to say, the Lord is going to use them for his purposes, right? Carry on.
And say, thus said the Lord, power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Right. So after the fall of the Soviet Union, right, Russia kind of, they kind of became, quote, not pacified, right? But what the Lord is basically saying here is basically saying, like, look, man, I'm going to put that spirit of war back into you. Right? Lord's basically saying, I'm going to put that spirit of war back into you, right? And basically put you back into that Soviet kind of mentality, right? Carry on.
Uh, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sort of armor.
Sluggy, read that again, Sluggy.
And I mean, Ezekiel 38 and 4, Ezekiel 38 and 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws,
Mm-hmm.
and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor,
Yep.
even a great company
Yeah.
with buckler and shield, all of them under a sword.
That's it. So basically coming with their weaponry and stuff like that. Right, carry on.
Persia, Persia, I mean, sorry, Persia, Ethiopia.
Yeah, which more what who's modern day Persia? Right? You know, when you go into their restaurants, they don't like saying Iranian restaurant, they always say Persian restaurant, right? And even when you look at because in what was it, second Ezra 16, I believe it is, it basically speaks about the Carmanians, right? And when you look into that word and you look at where the Iranian general was massacred, right? It was in a place called Kerman, right, which is the same thing, right? It's going back to the same region, right?
Persian immortals.
Yep, Persian immortals.
Xerxes people.
Yep, that's it.
Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them,
Hmm.
all of them with shield and helmet.
Yep,
What's the coincidence with all those nations? Most of those nations have joined the BRICS.
that's it.
Earlier this year, you had the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Iran. I think Ethiopia's in there as well.
Mm.
They joined the BRIC nation, so they're part of the same conglomerate with Magog and Gog, which represents Russia, man. The
That's
King
it.
of the Medes, which is Tsar Putin.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's right. You got it.
Uh, Gomar and all his bands.
On umbrellas.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask. Sure. Machines. I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Bro,
go. You got
Go
it.
on, go on.
I'll put you
Gomar
up.
and all his bands, the
Hold
house
belly
of
the
Togomar
Pardon?
of the
Hold
north
that belly
quarter,
Yeah, hold the camera. Go.
Gomar and all his bands,
Yeah, and
the
go and Goma. Oh, and I always think about that one because that's representative of modern day Turkey. Okay, and when you look at Turkey, there was a period of time when Turkey being allied with Russia was like, nah, really?
Yeah.
Turkey and Russia, because Turkey was always friends with, for the longest time, was always friends with America, right? But through the spirit, right, you had that coup that happened. What? This would have been a while ago now, right? But basically, that coup. After that, it was almost as if Turkey went F America, man, right? And then they started moving and leaning towards Russia to the end that Russia was like, look, man, yeah, you can buy our F-400 systems and our advanced air defense systems and stuff, right? You can, buy our advanced systems and everything. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, you can buy advanced weapon system and everything, right? But guess what? America is in a bit of a pickle with Turkey because Turkey's strategically important for them, right? They've got a big army, right, and they're close to Russia,
Yeah.
right? What was it in the Cold War? I believe they actually had a weapon station in Turkey, if I remember correctly, right?
Now the main focus is what? Poland.
Yeah.
Which is another so-called ally. Supposed to be covered by Russia, but they're ally with America.
Yeah,
So now everyone's choosing, picking sides, man.
that's it.
This is what's happening, right? You're seeing the chess pieces being put in place for this major war, this provocation, man. And I even looked up the definition for war provocation the other day. It's basically a disguise of basically proxy wars that's implemented by the wicked elite to disguise a reason to attack the so-called enemy when really they're the enemy, man.
That's it.
They're instigating war. It's a provocation. That's why those storm shadows, or whatever they're called,
Shadow missile, yeah.
they dropped 10 on Russia and all that, but Russia weren't really affected. So they thought, okay, we're gonna try
Watch this.
we're gonna watch this. We're gonna test out them long range missiles and see how you like that. And they were saying it's ICBM, but they were saying the intermediate ballistic,
IRBM.
ballistic missiles, not intercontinental.
Yeah.
Because of the distances,
Yeah.
but it's still very destructive, man.
Yeah.
And look, and so like, but the British, they're gonna get their asses whooped
bro.
because they're the ones that was handing Ukraine those long range missiles as well as America, man.
Yep.
So that's why, you know, Putin's biding his time, man. When it's time to strike, like it says in Isaiah 13 and 17, the prophets want to get us, brother. The prophets want to get it. Isaiah 13 and 17. Prince of the power of the air is out here today, boy.
Yo,
We just bear with it.
I was thinking, it's funny they dropped them storm shadows and London gets hit by a storm.
Yeah, little storm.
Yeah.
Even in America, they're going through some mad weather right now, brothers. Yeah. Saying they've got like some mad snowstorms hitting the land and all that.
Wow.
Mad weathers.
But if I can say the thing about the which I forgot, I need to remember the name, Oreshnik. That's the Russian name, but they gave it another name, right? But basically, the thing about that missile, right, and why it was such a message is it's what you call an MIRV or an MRV, right? But an MIRV, multiple independently re-entry vehicles, i.e., all of the different warheads, right, basically can be independently targeted, right? And that's something that you commonly see in for nuclear use. That's one of the things they said. It was like, most of the time, right, that's for nuclear, right? So basically what Russia was doing is they were showing like, look, if we wanted to take it there, we can take it there. And there's literally nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing. 20 minutes is all it takes, bro.
To London, yeah.
Yeah, and the States, bro.
Yeah.
And the States, bro. 20 minutes, bro.
That's why it says Revelation 18 and 10.
That's it.
Or in 1 hour, man. Now that great city, Babylon the Great, the merchant city is going to be destroyed within 1 hour. If it only takes half an hour for one Tsar missile or the Tsar 2 and Satan bombs and all that to touch America, then 200 million or 200,000 or million missiles or warheads ain't going to take no time just to destroy the whole of America, man. Within 1 hour, that place is going to be obliterated. It's going to be wiped out, literally. So this war is going to be like, it's not going to be conventional as they think it is.
Yeah.
Like they're going to have boots on the ground and all that, but this war is going to be straight up nuclear warfare, man.
Yeah, man.
It's not going to be like the World War One and World War Two, their warplanes
Trenches
and all
and
that. All that. They're going to be flying drones, all those type of weaponry, man. It's going to be more nuclear than conventional, man. But there's going to be a lot of dead bodies piling up as well because they're going to need those recruits for the boots on the ground over there in the Middle East, Valley of Jehoshaphat. Yeah, Isaiah 13 and 17. Means we're going to destroy Babylon. Because he saw, the Medes are getting stirred up once again. Because every time they get attacked and all that by NATO and their allies, Ukraine and so on and so, all they're doing is stirring up the spirit of the Medes, man.
Because they've been really moderate.
Yeah.
In their response. They've been moderate in their response. Iran's been moderate in their response.
Yeah.
Right. Because ultimately they know, right? They know what once it starts getting hot,
you can't go back.
Can't go back.
And even Biden, who's sleepy Joe ass, he was saying there's no point in having World War III because no one's going to win.
Yep.
He said there's going to be no winners, but he's the one that gave Ukraine the green light to go and fucking attack Russia with long-range missiles. So you can see that he's not a smart guy, but really he's just doing the job of the elite.
But then they'll pretend like they're not involved with it.
Yeah.
Right. Yet these times, and that's the thing, goes to show that Esau's the devil. Because these times, if you give someone a weapon and that person used that weapon to kill someone, you're going jail with that person.
You're accomplice,
you're an accomplice. But Esau and the Americans and the Brits want to be like, oh no, we just gave it to them. But then when you look at the operation, that's what people say. When you look at how those things are operated, you need NATO to operate them.
Man, what did you give it to him for decoration? Man, you gave it to them to use their weapons against their enemies, man.
Like in the Planet of the Apes, they've got a nuke.
And even in the movie Beneath the Planet of the Apes, they had a nuclear missile there, and it was worshipping it because they knew that was the beginning and the end of the society, man. The Alpha Omega that was written on the characters that was written on the nuclear missile, because that's the beginning and end of a society, the waste that was created to destroy it, man. And that's what's going to destroy America, this Edomite Empire. And they're poking the bear. They're literally poking the bear, the Russian bear, man. They're poking at his feet. And the feet is going to be the end of this Edomite Empire anyway. which is Russia. So all that these devils are doing is playing into the words of prophecy. That's all they're doing. Shalom. That's all these devils are doing, man. They're playing into the hands of prophecy. No matter how they try and cut it or slice it, you know. Because you even had another Edomite come on. You even had one Edomite come on redacted, and he was like saying, basically, it's this. All this is just the intention of the wicked elite. They're fast forwarding their agenda for the New World Order, and ultimately they think they're going to win this nuclear war, so they can declare everyone digital serfs with these digital IDs. They want to use this. Yeah, they want to use this war as provocation to push forth a new digital financial system, man. That's what he said. He said he's blatant that this is the agenda of the wicked elite. This ain't no back and forth between Russia and America. This is an agenda by the shadow government, the 1%ers, man. But no one ever names names. No one ever names names. Yeah, they say the globalists, the 1%. Because they all know what's going on behind the scenes, man.
These men don't know who they are yet.
Come on, man.
Troopers don't know who they are.
Even the average person knows about the bankers and all that nowadays, man.
If I can say, because Australia is basically has either I don't think they passed it yet, but they put in a new bill which basically says that if you're basically under 16s have to basically put in an ID to use social media, right? But what basically people are saying is that, but wait there. That basically means that everyone needs to put in their ID to use social media. Because how do you know whether that person is under 16 or not?
Well, didn't Elon Musk when he took over Twitter? Now X went to authenticate everybody, right?
Yep.
That's the future.
That's it.
And now he's head of what's it?
Department of Government Efficiency.
Yeah, that's the one.
Which goes to show you Esau's mocking.
And it's efficient for everyone to get chipped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He put on his Twitter as well, New World Order Securium.
Yep.
When President Trump got elected, he put New World Order on his Twitter.
Yep.
Why did he do that?
Yeah,
Because he's part of the fucking agenda, man. He's a Kabbalist, man. He's part of the global. He's a globalist himself. You know, he's part of the agenda, man. So everything's working in tangent with the prophecy. Whether it's the left-hand side or the right-hand side, everything is focusing on these last major prophecies. But we know that World War III ain't going to happen, even though it can get as spicy and as hot as it can be, until the mark of the beast, the MOT to the B, the C-hip technology is being mandatory around the fall into the earth. Then World War III is going to take place, the War of Armageddon. But until then, it's not going to happen.
Hey, this is still the wars and rumors of wars, man.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the scripture tells us, man.
Let me get Luke 21. Wars and commotion. So that's what the scripture says.
So we're just told to be diligent in these signs, man. Because the end is coming. It's near.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Precept then, man.
This is for Isaiah, you ask it?
Yeah,
13 and 17. Behold, I will
actually start from verse 5. We're talking about the missiles, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is book for Isaiah 13 and 5. They come from a far country, from the hand of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land.
They come from a far country. What's going to come from a far country? From the end of heaven. The nuclear missiles, the ICBMs, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, man, the waste that was created to destroy it. That's what's going to be the end all and be all of this wicked ass society, man. That's going to be when it's lights out for the society. The curtain call, basically. And that's not too far away. Yeah, it's not far away, man. We're in the years and months where this can actually happen in a split seconds, man. But as I said, the major prophecy got to take place. Jacob's trouble and the mark of the beast got to take place. Our temptation. But this war is going to be so devastating. You know, the world's going to be shaken up literally by it, man. Revelation 8 and 12, when you get that, it says, whoa, whoa, whoa. Third part of men getting destroyed. America's going to get wiped. The son of the wicked, which represents the third part of men and the third part of their society, is going to get wiped out, man.
And that's the thing. We're the only ones that saying that. Yeah. You know, because no one's expecting that to occur to America, man. Yeah, we've had World War I and II, but America was never touched in those wars. You know what I'm saying? America's the mightiest nation on the planet, supposedly, right? But that's why it's going to be all the more effective, basically, when the Most High destroys that place. You know?
If I can answer, Kwan, that's why if you've ever spoken about the nukes to like people in the world, everyone knows they'll never. Everyone thinks like it's just like a major Scott.
Because Trump's going to save the world. That's why.
Trump.
Yo, Trump.
You know, so it's not something that people are truly expecting, right? Because they don't see it. Like you hear the arrogancy of these American analysts and stuff like that when they talk. they couldn't perceive a day where America could ever get taken down by any nation,
The pride of thine heart has deceived you.
right? But every kingdom felt that way. Every kingdom felt that way before it happened because really the Most High is in control of what's going on out here, right? And the Most High is going to make an example to everybody on the planet, man. The Most High is one in power. He's one in control, and America's Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
His word is being fulfilled through America, man, because they are Babylon the Great pursuant to prophecy,
Yeah.
right? And America's the one that's going to be destroyed in all of this, man. Because it has to be a major player on the nation. It has to be the ruling nation on the planet. It can't be some fucking, because Babylon is in the land of Iraq, right? It can't be Iraq. Because what Iraq doing? Iraq ain't doing shit.
Iraq's getting bombed.
Yeah. And it ain't got nothing to do with these Arab nations at all, nothing like that. Japheth, what Japheth doing? Japheth ain't doing shit. It's you fucking Edomites, man. And your chief nation on the planet is fucking America, man. You're the ruling empire on this current world, pursuing the Daniel's the statue in Daniel, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Continue on to say, how ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Armite.
So this is the destruction of the Lord, man, upon the wicked. Starting a list of goes from Psalm 83, starts with the Edomites all the way to the Arab nation, like you mentioned, the Parmenians, the Edomites.
Cases on you motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, they're all going to go into slavery because one way or another they all put their hand on the Lord's apple of the Lord's eye, which is the children of Israel, one way or another. Some part of history was all in captivity under those different nations. Started with the Assyrians when they took down the northern tribes, man. And even before that, we were 400 years in Egypt under them damn Hamites. So all these nations got to pay, man. Go ahead.
And they shall be afraid. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
Yeah, they're gonna melt. Why? Because of that fervent heat. Literally, they're gonna be melting, man. And their army fatigue and all that. Go ahead.
And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travails. That travails.
Yeah.
They shall be amazed one at another.
Mm-hmm.
Their faces shall be as a flames.
Again, you're going to be amazed because you're not expecting this to occur, man.
Yeah.
You think America is a safe place. Well, it's the worst place on the planet.
Yeah.
In terms of safety.
That's it, man. The whole land is gonna get taken out, man. There's no point putting bunkers or whatever it is that you're gonna
Melt in
fry
there, man.
yourself. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah.
melt yourself like in an oven, man.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna get toasted, man. It don't matter where you hide on that land. Anyone that's left on the shores of America, you're done, man.
One time, bro.
Go ahead.
This is just facts about nuclear missiles quickly from Wiki and Atomic, a site called the Atomic Archive. A nuclear bomb can reach temperatures of 10 million degrees Celsius, which is similar to the temperature of the sun's core.
Bro, that's crazy. You've seen the examples of that in certain movies like Judgment Day, Terminator 2, and what's that movie? The Knowing, and all those type of movies. What's the other one with the superhero? The Watchmen and all that.
Yeah.
You've seen certain examples of how what fervent heat does, but nothing compares to actually seeing that in real life. Like people are going to be getting toasted for real as they stand up on their feet.
Yeah.
This is the thing. It's so hot, right? Like the sun. The sun. There's no solid matter.
Yeah.
It's gases and magmas and all that kind of shit. Because it melts.
Yeah.
Nothing can survive in like that.
Yeah.
Everything that's like at least ground level is gonna get fucking melted, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And even with that, you got to deal with even apart from the flame, you got to deal with the radiation, man.
Yeah,
No one can. You can't survive that radiation blast. You're done, man. You're gonna be. You're probably gonna die from taking inhaling one little breath.
Yeah.
You'll die alone.
All your water molecules inside your body are gonna evaporate,
Melt and shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, I did a video with Shax a couple of weeks ago. It was basically going into like Mount Vesuvius. Big was Shax. It was, but basically going into Mount Vesuvius, Pompeii. And basically what they said is basically it got so hot that basically the people's brains basically got so hot that it basically exploded.
Wow.
Their heads exploded.
Yeah.
Pressure, exactly. And that was just volcanic heat, like.
Yeah.
So imagine it's fervent
Bro,
heat.
check this though, yeah.
Go ahead.
Where it says peak energy output. A 1 megaton, so the highest end nuclear weapon, can reach a temperature of about 100 million degrees Celsius at its center. 4 to 5 times hotter than the center of, allegedly 4 to 5 times hotter than the center of the sun.
This is why he's so proud. Because you think he got some next thing on his hands, man. You think that I can destroy angels with this shit. You know, he's so proud. He thinks, yeah,
WMDs, man.
yeah, he thinks
Weapons
he can do
of
all that.
mass destruction for real.
No, but who made the sun?
Yeah, God.
And the sun in our solar system is not even the greatest star.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of size and you know, intensity and that kind of stuff. You're at no level, man.
Yeah, the Lord gave you that technology, man, but that technology is so destructive. That's why this is the last war to end all wars, man. Ain't gonna be no more wars after this. You know, because all these wars that was fought before, as we said, was conventional, and you know, you had troops and so on and so on. This war, man, it's gonna be. I got it here, man. Let me read it real quick. Isaiah. It's gonna be so too devastating, man. Too destructive.
Right.
So Isaiah 9:5. 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So that fire is going to be fervent, like I tell you, 2 Peter 3rd chapter.
Yeah, I was holding it.
Yeah, that's what's gonna be that destroying wind.
Yeah.
You know, because there ain't gonna be no sword and arrows that are gonna destroy America.
No. Well,
Yeah,
they're
that's
the arrows
all
and the
warfare.
missiles.
Yeah.
They're called arrows, they're called bows in the scriptures and all that.
Well, like I was saying, that was old conventional warfare, man. Actually had bows and arrows. You know, actually shot arrows and clashing swords and shields and shit. That's not how America you destroy. How you destroy land just simply by swords, right? The most size arrows we're speaking about now are these missiles, man.
Right? It was actually how you actually had an aftermath after the battle where you had, you know, you could, you know, claim your body.
The spoils.
Spoils, but there ain't gonna be no spoils in America, man. That's why we have to leave and get beamed up. You have to get beamed up. We're gonna have to move
And
to different places.
And after a land get hit with, like, you know, if someone get hit with conventional arrows, man, you can inhabit that place afterwards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You rebuild again, right?
Yeah.
You know, things might be on fire, but you know, you can
Set up little tents
priest it
and all
up.
that.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
But after this one, America is gonna be uninhabitable, man.
Literally.
You know?
So 2 Peter 3 and 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night.
Yeah, why is it gonna come as a thief in the night? Unexpectedly. All of a sudden. You know, the Lord likes to deal with the element of surprise, man. He likes to catch people when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
When they least expect it. That's when
the key art of war.
Yeah. That's it. It's the art of war, man. When you least expect it, the Lord distracts you, man. You're caught with your pants down, basically.
And you can see that, man, because when these angels, when they turn up, they just turn up.
Yeah.
You don't see them far off.
Yeah.
Man, they just pop up in your dimension and they're here. And that's how the Lord's gonna come.
But this is why we're lucky through the Spirit, because the Scripture says, "But that day shall not overtake you as a thief." You know, those of us
the
that the
watchmen.
Lord, that have been awoken.
Yeah. So
Seeing
that's why
signs.
that's why Esau's got the Pentagon, you know, revealing files about so-called UFOs, UAPs now, because they know that this day is approaching. It's fastly approaching. Where the angels are obviously they're seeing it on the NASA feed, the NASA satellites and the feeds that the angels are showing themselves more and more. So now they're trying to warn the people, like to say, yeah, you got some green aliens or the greys that are coming to attack. But really, they know that you know they're the angels, man, the celestial beings, man, and they're coming to take this world over. Because the Lord said He's visiting the earth which He made, man. And now is the time when Esau's going to be visited, man, by the Lord.
It says, "In the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat."
Yeah, the great noise is talking about the impact of those ICBM missiles smacking the land of America, man, and different parts of the earth too. It's going to be so impactful, as you said. The earth is going to be shaken volatilely, man. It's going to be a volatile destruction, man. So volatile that smoke is going to ascend up for a long ass time after the impact, after the destruction, after the nuclear missiles hit.
And that's what nuclear fission does.
Yeah.
I think that's what that's how they call the explosions for nuclear fission in these ICBMs, right? And that's what it does, man. It makes these elements so unstable, man. They just combust. You know, but combustion of these elements, man, of these atoms is so fucking great.
Yeah.
You know, because it's stronger than nuclear fusion. I remember, you know, what I read a while back. You know, and that's how they do these chemical reactions, man. So they melt elements, man.
Yeah, it's all elements, man. Because the Lord did it, Sodom and Gomorrah. He just split the atoms in the atmosphere and made fire and brimstone come down and destroy the whole land. Satan out here, boy. Out there. Yeah. 40 miles per hour winds, man. Winds are going to be strong for the next hour or so. I saw in the weather today. Yeah. So we got to deal with that, but
it ain't gonna be nothing like the wind that's gonna hit America, man.
Yeah, that wind.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a different type of wind, right?
No man can stand against that wind.
No. Yeah. Yeah, you got jump to the 17th verse real quick. To go back on the Russians. Yeah, so Russians biding their time, man. They're getting ready to attack the West.
Yeah, man.
And they're going to have all the reason to after they, because all this shit that's been going on, all these strikes and proxies that's been going on against them, they got every reason to want to attack the West, man.
Yeah.
And people are going to actually be for it after a while because they're going to realize that America has been the fucking hub and the reason why all this shit has been happening in the first place.
Right.
That's why America's going to get blown to smithereens by their own fucking council, man.
If I can add on that, there's this whole with the ICC or arrest warrant on
Yeah.
Netanyahu. You had one of the American politics, whatever position they are in the American politics, but basically they said any nation that complies with that arrest warrant, whether it be France, whether it be England, whether it be Germany, right, will basically get sanctioned. Basically, their allies,
Mm.
right?
Because these are meant to be at NATO, right? They're meant to be NATO members. They're all meant to be together, right? But obviously, Britain just declared, Starmer just declared that they'd arrest Netanyahu if he comes here, which it's all talk because Netanyahu is obviously not going to come here. So it's empty bar, isn't it? You know.
If I read something which basically saying they are the ones providing support for the missiles dropping in Gaza anyway.
So
Yeah.
it's dumb. It's just a
It's
stance that they take because if you're probably seeing in the fact that the relationship between America's allies is breaking apart because that's supposed to happen,
Mhm.
right? And obviously, America's not going to disassociate itself from Israel, right? So it's going to cause that tension because they're the least that's going to draw them out. That contention right there is because of them.
Yeah.
They're the cause of that contention.
Yeah.
Right. So even though Starmer said that, we know that he's not going to come anyway. So that's all bullshit because he's not going to come and get arrested anyhow, right? Are they going to freeze these accounts and shit?
Nope.
Don't know about all that.
Probably not.
Don't know about all of that. But
It's getting spicy.
exactly, it's getting
Yeah.
spicy because they sure hate the whore.
Mm.
They're going to hate the whore because America's obviously threatening its allies, its NATO members, with well, I guess sanctions. Is that what they're threatening with?
Yeah, well, even
You
with
know?
this, the Storm Shadow, the Storm missiles and all that, there's a lot of NATO allies that's getting vexed, man. The Slovakian, he called out America and that. So why did Biden do that?
Because it's increasing tensions, man, and they don't want that because
They don't
there's
wanna
a
be
wider
involved,
war they got to
man.
deal with.
Yeah,
Then it's like why you because it is stupid.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Biden's crazy.
Forcing the hand,
Yeah.
100%.
Why would you escalate?
provoking.
And even Starmer's talking about, we need to do this and do that. You're escalating for fucking what reason? Because you want to get bombed? Because you asked what you're asking for.
Mm-hmm.
Britain gonna get fucking bombed too, man. Don't get twisted, right?
Definitely.
And it's stupid. Rather than just sit there and like talk to my man fucking Zelensky, bro. Say, man, you just fucking quit this shit, man.
And you see that all over.
Lose that portion of land.
Yeah.
Take whatever, we'll sit down, talk, give them Crimea, because then everyone's safe that way. No more Ukrainians got to fucking die. You don't have to fucking enroll your women and your children to go fight, right? And Britain could be safe because they ain't gonna get because one bomb in Britain, one nuke in Britain, man, and end Britain.
England is gone. England is gone.
It would end Britain. We're just a little island, man, and talking like we're big mans. You're not a big man in this fight, bro, right? You got missiles, man, but you ain't got the land and the people to fight this war, right? So one nuke can end Britain.
Yeah.
You better just shut up.
Yeah.
Because Russia, because Putin's the spirit's on Putin, man.
So, I'll read that out. Rush.
The Senate was Lindsey Graham.
Oh, you still around? Oh, nah, man. Shit.
This book of Isaiah 13 and 17. Behold, I will still have the meats against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Yeah,
Right, so
so
there's no negotiations.
the Medes are they're gonna. That's why I call them Tsar Putin because he calls them the kings and the Medes. Yeah. So they're gonna be like, you know what, all this stirring up that you're doing now, no, the trash talking, all that's gonna come to an end because you've been poking the bear for too long, man. You've literally been poking the bear, and the bear's gonna be the end of the society, as you said, man, because that represents Russia. So now they're gonna actually act on their words, man. That's why they tested out the intermediate missiles over there. Yeah, ballistic missiles. They tested it out there in Kiev or wherever it was to show them, like, look, man, we're ready to use these ICBM type missiles, man. We're not going to hold back anymore.
Because they didn't do that. They didn't do these missiles until you started using your Shadow missiles and your ACAT missiles or whatever the fuck it was.
And they warned them plenty of times to stop doing that, man.
And so because over here in the West, it seems like, oh, Russia just escalating, right?
No, they ain't
But they're being prompted by America and by Britain, right? That's the only reason why it's going further, because they weren't using these things beforehand.
They weren't using it.
You know what I mean? If they wanted to escalate, they would have used it a long time ago. Why fuck around this whole time They could have just done Ukraine one time, but they didn't.
Exactly.
They went. They've gone
Exactly.
steady, but because
Yeah.
Ukraine be getting more and more weapons, ammunition, and people, you know, and stuff like that. Russians had to do the same thing. Man, and North Korea sending man up there now to help that war front.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they're there.
Yeah, the mutual pacts. But
Yeah.
that's what we're seeing throughout the world. The mutual pacts, right? The axes, as they used to call them in World War One and Two. You know, because basically what that also is saying that because it usually with these pacts, right? They usually end up being mutual. So it's if you same with NATO, you attack one NATO nation,
Yeah.
you attack us all.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And that's why they won't put Ukraine officially in NATO.
Yep.
Because they don't. They always have to come and everyone has to come defend them.
Yeah.
You know.
And everyone's like, we don't want to defend that little land in Eastern Europe.
Who the fuck was Ukraine before? Was
Exactly. Russia.
Yeah.
So-
Actually, there was Russia, but they got
Dumb.
split up. The Soviets.
But now we're fighting so hard for the Ukrainians because like we cared. Oh
Yeah,
man.
Putin came out and said, they're gonna, in response to those strikes, they're gonna use a new missile called the Oceanic. Interesting name. Says the Oceanic, the new intermediate range ballistic missile, the Oceanic, which means hazel tree in Russian, is a nuclear capable weapon that has not been previously mentioned publicly.
Because why? Because they got all kinds of weapons
Yeah.
in their artillery, man. That the world's not seen yet.
Bro,
They got. That's why Russia's not caring, because they know once they drop them type of bombs on people, it's over.
You thought it was stupid. You know, remember when Putin released all these new missiles that he's got? Don't you think that's kind of stupid thing to do?
Mm-hmm.
Like you let your enemies know what type of weapon
Your
you're going with,
capability.
Showing your hand,
right?
It's poker.
But you don't, right? So
Yeah, you
obviously
don't.
what he's shown you is what he's shown you.
Yeah, you gotta show your
And
hand.
what he's got behind
Yeah.
is more than what he's showing you. That's the idea.
That's
That's
war.
it, man.
That's war, right? Because you can't just tell your enemy what you're rolling with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's what in the you see in like the old ancient stories about like wars. We read about wars of old, well, confused noise battles and stuff like that. What would they say? Well, they will have like around 200,000 men coming from this angle, but sir, we've only got 100,000. How are we gonna win? You're eyeing each other's capabilities up, right? So whether you want that beef or not,
But you have to send spies to find out the information.
Exactly.
The enemy doesn't give you the information for you.
And then you set up the strategies.
yeah,
It's like playing a football game. You set up the strategy, the 4-4.
positions
Yeah.
and
Do
all.
whatever.
That's why you get cavalry, come
Yeah,
around the
yeah,
edge,
yeah,
come
come around
from
the
the
back,
sides and
flanks.
shit.
Flank them and all that.
But your enemy doesn't usually give you that information, right? So if Russia's giving you information, it means what they've really got packing is more than what they're showing you.
Yeah.
Right.
All
That's why I said the missiles that not been seen before
Yeah.
or whatever. Right.
All
Because there's more.
them ICBM missiles, basically like the Trojan horse. They're not going to show their hand until the last. They're not going to show their full hand until the hour, man. Basically, the last play.
It's like the nuclear submarines, right? They don't tell you where the fucking submarine is.
Nah.
You know it's out there somewhere, but you don't know where it is. Because even just knowing it is a deterrent.
Yeah.
Knowing it's out there somewhere, thinking, oh shit, maybe I don't want to do this. So you let your enemy know certain things. Let them know they got these fucking all these kind of missiles. It makes them think, oh shit. But they still got more. More they're not telling you.
That's it.
Check this here. It says the hypersonic missiles travel at speeds of at least Mach 5 times the speed of sound, and can maneuver mid-flight, making them harder to track and intercept. The missile can have 3 to 6 warheads. Military expert Victor, I'm not going to try to read his name, but the Russian said. Yeah, man.
So those are that's the scientists, man.
Yeah.
Isaiah 54.
16 and
So scientists. It started with the Germans, but Russia was definitely highly involved in the technology being advanced.
Yeah.
And them getting that type of weaponry, man.
Yeah.
To the state it is now.
It's always been the Russians and the Germans, right? Because that's they were kind of heavily linked. Because that whole space race thing made them really concentrate on science, and developing weapons. And not the space race. I didn't mean that. But the nuclear arms race.
Yeah.
They put the Manhattan Project and all that kind of stuff. Made them up their game.
Yeah.
And that's why they had all these scientists from Germany and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And all that swapping was going on during the war. It's always been that way.
Like I said, that article has said Mach 5, but it's other articles say Mach 10.
10. Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
It's different, man.
Putin was saying you can't defend against these.
Yeah.
You ain't got the missiles to defend against these.
He's saying 3 kilometers per second, man. 2.5 to 3 kilometers per second.
And I think I heard him say Mach 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Putin said Mach 10.
what's that called? The FUD or whatever the fuck. They ain't gonna do nothing, man.
Yeah.
That defense,
Oh, that's
the
missile defense. Yeah.
missile defense system, that portable thing. That ain't gonna stop no. That ain't gonna stop a hypersonic, man.
Yeah.
Any of those type of missiles, man, from
Exactly.
Russia.
They need something new age.
But this is the thing. Like I know people they're sitting there mocking like kind of Russia a little bit because they ain't taking down Ukraine yet, right? But you got to remember NATO's there too, right? Slowing the shit down, right? And you know, men have died on both sides or whatever. But America, Russia hasn't used all the tools at its disposal. This is the thing.
Yeah, well,
And they've already won as well. Like people were denying denial before, and now they're just, like accepting the fact that Ukraine's already lost that plot of land.
Yeah.
You know, and really it's Russia's now.
Yeah.
But that was the whole intent in the first place. Russia was never going to destroy that land.
Exactly.
They wanted to take it back for their.
But you're making it obviously more of an issue than it would have been.
Yeah.
So there's more destruction going on, obviously. You know.
Yeah, so it's like if I can make 2 points because I work with like used to work with Ukrainian contractors, and they were basically like certain was you know, we'd be in Kiev, like basically meaning that Kiev was still around. That's like England being at war, but you can still roll around London, right? But then basically showing that if Russia wanted to take it, they could have taken it. You know,
Because even in his threats, like against NATO and stuff like that, he's saying about these cities that he would hit.
Yep.
Right? London, Manchester, right? You strike those first.
Yep.
Why didn't he strike Kiev?
Exactly.
If you know that's what you hit first, why hasn't he just done that?
Yeah.
There's different motives. He has different motives in what everyone's thinking he's got, because the West obviously playing it from a different angle.
And that was the second point, the propaganda, right? Because now when let's say a draft comes, you have these people going over to fight this war, right? Thinking, but the Russians, they couldn't even take Ukraine.
Oh shit.
Right? It's part of the mental mind game.
Mind
They're
game,
beatable. They're beatable. Oh, they couldn't. And who were they? But look at our military. It's like, bro,
SAS with some man.
yo, we all saw. Have you watched the video of that Oreshnik hitting Ukraine?
Yeah.
And you just see it.
You know what it looked like? It looked like fucking swords, man.
Yeah,
Swords from just appearing out of the heavens.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
100%.
And that's how they're described in certain scriptures, man.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Light swords.
Glittering swords. They got glittering swords.
And you can see how then America can be destroyed in 1 hour, man. You know, when you got artillery like that, imagine that's the baby stuff. You know.
Like World War I, World War II, that was all fought over years.
Yeah.
But this war, it's not going to take years, man.
Yeah.
It's not going to take years.
Well,
it's only going to take
fish
an hour
saved,
for
man. It's
the
gonna be
whole
so
land to
mad.
be wiped off the face of the earth, man. And that's why people are so petrified, man. They don't want to go to war. You know, everyone's scared. It's been scared, fear mongering, because they know in their heart of hearts that this war is nothing to be played with, man. And there's not going to be no real winners. The only winners out of this is really the children of Israel, man. Yasha Allah, the hopeful elect.
Well, this is why this is the last kingdom. Of men, you know.
Yeah.
But there can't be no war for this. Like, where there'll be nothing left.
Back to the Stone Age, man.
Yeah, that's it.
And any weapons that are left, like the scripture says, we're going to burn them up, man. The nations are going to learn war no more. In the Yahweh Shai's kingdom, there ain't going to be no more war, man. No world wars.
Turn your shit back into cloud.
No more proxies and all that. No one's going to be trying to do anything, man. It's going to be a new management, new leadership of righteousness on the earth.
Yep.
Go ahead up. You got something?
You still have more, bro?
No. I'm doing Isaiah 15 and 18.
Yep.
Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces.
Yeah, the bows also to dash their young men to pieces. That's what brothers have been talking about. Those ICBM missiles. Yeah. Because they don't have no feelings, no emotions, man. They're just made to destroy. The waster that was created to destroy, man. That's what they do.
You need heavy artillery, these bullets like they got there, man. They explode people up, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Hollow tips and that.
body parts, limbs, and brain matter are just getting scattered everywhere, man.
Shockers.
Yeah. Spirit always has me say these conventional weapons are destructive. You know.
They're frightening. Yeah, they're more frightening. They're frightening enough as it is. But imagine you having something more advanced weapons than that. Yeah. Go ahead up.
And they shall have no pit on the fruits of the womb.
Yeah, they're gonna have no pity, man. Meaning that those missiles ain't gonna spare no one.
Indiscriminate weapon, man.
Yeah. And the Lord's gonna be guiding those missiles as well. That's the thing. The Lord's gonna make sure it hits their targets. Wherever those planes are shot off, they're not gonna return like it told you in the Apocrypha. They're gonna hit their intended targets, man. So the Lord's gonna be in those missiles when it hits people.
And on top of that, back on the more conventional warfare side of things, man, you got the drones, man, that are making decisions to kill people.
Yeah.
Right, so they're not gonna know either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna, search and kill, basically.
Wipe out, yeah.
Because what have they started bringing out? That's now you're getting a lot of AI making decisions. That's
Yep.
what they're doing over there in
Yeah.
Gaza,
Yep.
where they'll have I think those are the dogs or whatever it is, but the machinery using AI to determine who and what to hit.
It's a threat. Yeah.
And all AI is, man, don't get twisted. All AI is what Esau would do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The machine is thinking, what would Esau do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
because it's working off of the inputs.
That's
Right. That's
The
why
master,
they'll
the puppet,
the puppet, yeah. That's why they'll say, "Is AI racist?" They'll ask that question because it's input and output,
Yeah.
right? All of the input that it's been given is what it's going to output.
Programs like that.
Exactly.
Steinet's taking over. Man.
Yeah.
But then it's only got the same source of information that we have.
Yeah.
Right. And so if the world is a certain way already,
Yeah.
then it's going to be most likely geared towards that way.
Yeah.
You know.
Go ahead, up.
Uh, and they shall have no pit on the fruit of the womb.
So like, yeah, just another quick on the AI thing as well, because they killed that Iranian general in his house or whatever, right? Imagine if like the Iranians controlled AI, they made all the AI systems. Like, you think things would be different based on the inputs being built on? Of course it would be.
Great Satan. Great
Yeah.
Satan.
AI's thinking, nah, the white man's the devil. Of course he is.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And that drone, actually, it was people that come and shot him up in it, but the drone shot him initially, but I think the guy was behind the drone.
Simulation.
Yeah, he's pressing the buttons for the drone or whatever. But if the drone was in control now, you think, oh no, he's safe. You know, you're gonna find some Americans because Americans. That's the crux of AI. It's whoever's managing, who is building it.
Yeah.
It's still a computer at the end of the day. It's still a machine.
Identifies the threat and then eliminates the threat. That's what it's there for.
So the people behind the AIs that got the money to do all these things is either my companies and you know what I'm saying, that are run by Esau.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be biased, right? It's going to see everybody returning as a threat.
It's going to be discriminated.
You know what I'm saying?
So even Esau going to be using them drones against Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
got
right.
robots, automated.
Yeah, they're aggressive.
Yeah,
Black people know they're aggressive because that's a
recognize-
statistic.
They're going to put pictures on their in their programming, recognize Jake's, their quick features. Be like, if you see this type of man, shoot him. If you see this
You fit a
Hispanic,
description.
you see this,
Yeah.
see this type of Hispanic, shoot him down. Yeah, they got movies on that shit, man. They recognize their threat. That's what they're there for, man. Yeah, you know.
I robot, man.
iRobot. There was another movie with the robotic dogs, the cop dogs, and all that.
Oh yeah.
And it was there to identify the threat. And they picked out Jake's, and they just arrested them or shot them and put them to death. Yep. Go ahead.
Their eye shall not spare children.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And in Babylon, the glory of kingdom.
Is that not America?
Yeah.
Is America not the glory of kingdoms? Is it not the nation everyone aspires to be at because they're so rich and wealthy and powerful? And they've got the most influence in the earth. Of course, everyone wants to be America. China looking to be the next one.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be.
Their model is following the American way.
Yeah. Asia is in the hope of Babylon.
And in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of Chaldeans' excellence,
Yeah.
shall be as when Mosiah overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah. What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, man? We just went through it. The book of Jude goes through it. You know, it tells you that place got destroyed by, fire, man. The Lord poured nothing but fire and brimstone on those two neighboring cities, man.
Yep.
And that's the same way America's going to be taken out, but it's going to be more impactful because America's more bigger.
Yep.
It's much more bigger, man. Bigger source of land.
More
You know?
people.
Yeah, more people to add to the fuel of the fire. That's why that smoke's going to ascend up for so long. It's going to take a while for that smoke to clear, man.
Your great woodlands in America and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So
Yellowstone.
Yeah.
They tried to say Yellowstone won't get impacted as hard. One little nuke or whatever pocket nuke touches Yellowstone, it's over, man.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner, them man will be, floating in the sky. Like Yellowstone, man. That place is waiting to erupt,
powder
man.
keg.
Yeah.
But you see how hard it is for these men to contain fires in the, when you get the heat waves and stuff like that. Forest fires, how hard it is for them to contain that.
Yeah.
Well, America's gonna be burning for a long time.
Yeah,
Long
long
time.
time. They got all them oil reserves as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Southern Export line. and all of that, man.
So
So the oil rigs in the room for America, that's gonna be a light, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's why the scripture says what they say in Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter, man. The Lord was thou angry at the rivers, was thou angry at the trees, that thou didst ride on thy chariots, man.
indignation. Yeah. That's it, man. So America represents that horse, so that's why it's going to get burnt with fire, because that's what you do to a horse. You have to burn it with fire.
Yep.
Sacrifice in Boswell.
Guys, the quick thing on the point of it being America being a whole is quick points on why it's pretty much the most powerful nation. This is from a website called Tufts Now, which is like an American it's an American global affairs website, and it quick points. America, with 5% of the world's population, the United States accounts for 25% of global wealth, 35% of world innovation, 40% of global military spending. It's home to nearly 600 out of the world's 2,000 most profitable countries and 50 of the top 100 universities in the world.
And if I can add on that, because you spoke about wealth. When you look at the wealth charts and you look at, say, England likes to make itself like social relation, where it's still important. England's a charity case in comparison to states in America, man. We threw out here, man. When you're looking at the numbers, right?
Sorry, bro.
You got it.
London, is our richest city, and London is poorer than the Mississippi, which is their poorest state.
Down south, I think I forgot it was like a 5% earner in the UK is 100,000, and the 5% earner in America is 500,000. Just putting things into perspective.
But this is the mother of that harlot, man.
Yeah.
The one that birthed America. So it has its role, it has its place.
And what does it say in
but it pales
Revelation?
in comparison.
The eighth head that came back, the seventh, shall go into perdition, man. So it was made to be destroyed, man. That's why, these elites, America was their playing field, man. Acting like they discovered America in 1492. But no, America has always been there, but the elites wanted to, a place where they can function to push their New World Order agenda.
Yeah.
And that was what they did with America, man. That's why America became the big corporation that it is. The people put their trust in it so much that they think America is always going to be there through the thick and thin. But America is just like any other kingdom that came and went, man. That had its, had its height, its posterity, and now it's going to reach its demise, man. That's it. The only kingdom that's going to be everlasting and eternal is the kingdom of heaven, man. There's no time limit on the kingdom of heaven. All these other kingdoms that came and gone, like Apostle Tahar said, the functioning society usually reigns for roughly from 250 years.
Yep.
And by next year, 2026, they said that's going to be the 250-year mark for America. Yep. Trump said he's going to celebrate that whole year. So you can see the pride of these devils, man.
Well, if missiles drop, I'll be celebrating that whole year.
I'll celebrate that whole year.
That's right.
250 years, but that could be your last. That could be your final year on the earth.
Yeah.
So really, you're just putting your foot in your mouth, man. But we want you to do that anyway, because that's going to make it more more pleasant for us to see.
That's right.
The judgment, man.
That's right.
The judgment of the proud, man. The next year, even 2025, that's going to be a hell of a year, man. We don't
come January
the 20th, man. When Trump gets in there, man, people will put in their you got Jake putting their trust in Trump and all that, fighting tooth and nail, saying that Trump's gonna do this. Trump's gonna put your ass in concentration camps. That's what Trump's gonna do. Yeah. He's gonna be deporting you tribes, man. You got a lot of these Hispanics ride or dying for Trump and all that, saying, Trump's gonna help us and that. Yeah, he's gonna help you, all right. He's gonna help you throw your ass across the border or get you shot on sight, man. Put your ass in concentration camps to take the MOT to the beat. That's what Trump's gonna do. You wait, man. Trump's gonna reveal them horns, man.
Emperor Nero, bro.
Yeah, that's Emperor Nero right there. What did he do 2,000 years ago, man? While the city was burning in Rome, he was blaming it on the Jews, and he was just there fiddling with a flute, man. All for political gain. So what do you think he's gonna do now? You're elected, Caesar.
Well, it's like what Netanyahu's doing, man. He's doing all this war stuff just so he can stay in power, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But people hate him.
Yeah.
His own people hate him.
And he hates you.
You know what I'm saying? So, but if he comes out of war here or now, people might feel a bit differently about him. If he gets rid of his, their enemies, the Jewish enemies or whatever.
The Ukraine situation and all that.
Yeah.
If he ceases the situation, which he's probably going to do that anyway, just to save face. But then, he's going to concentrate on your tribes, man. Basically, he's going to concentrate on massively upon you tribes, man. You Hispanic, a Native American, and so-called blacks and all that, man.
It's funny that Zelensky in Ukraine, right, he's a small hat too.
Yeah, they're all small hats, man.
Right? So you can put him a part of that the least of the flock.
Yes,
right? Because he's fucking up shit, man. He's being stubborn as hell. He's being stubborn as hell, man. Bringing about war on the earth.
Yeah.
That's
what they're about.
That Edomite spirit.
That's the Edomite spirit, man. The harbingers of death, man. This author, read the 29th scroll.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that represents the scriptures, man. It's telling you who the enemy is, who the wicked is. That's these Edomites, man. For white people.
Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Yeah, why is the horse red? Because it represents a nation of people, man. It's not literally talk about actual horse. It's talking about actual nation of people that represent a red horse. A horse represents power. So these Edomites have a lot of power in their hands, and that power is the blessing of the sword, man, that was given to them by the Lord.
And that
And
red,
they're corrupting themselves with it.
and that red represents Edom,
Yeah,
and also represents blood.
Yeah.
You know.
'cause that's what they are anyway, man. They're the blood people, the red people of the earth.
Yep.
The vampires of the earth, man. Go ahead.
I was about to say this as well, man, because it's always these Edomites that are causing global issues, man.
Yeah.
Always. You might say, yeah, but you know, the Arabs, they're violent people, and you know, they've got some African nations, they got, you know, these Muslim brothers out there, you know, shooting people up and stuff. Yeah, that's localized, man.
It's localized.
It's all localized.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They do that shit to each other, man. Fuck it. Like, but you do shit on a global scale.
they're local bad man.
Yeah.
Esau's the international bad man.
That's it.
You know?
2 world wars.
Yeah.
2 world wars.
Yeah, that wasn't started by no other nation. It wasn't started by the Chinese. It was started by even the white people, man.
Which even which, you know, the Chinese, Moab and them will be having their own ideas of what they're doing when they're going into these lands. But what do the Chinese say? They say we build roads. They'll go to countries and we'll build stuff. Yeah, there'll be, like I said, there'll be strings attached. You know it. These the heathens that we're dealing with. They're not righteous. But they're building stuff, whereas America, the Edomites go and destroy it.
Well, as far as these other nations are concerned, man, they feel like they're getting a better deal with Russia and you know, Russia, Edomites, but Chinese and that. They feel like they're getting a better deal than dealing with America or dealing with Britain or dealing with France, because they're all trying to fuck them over.
Yeah.
You know, they all feel the same way. You know.
There's a real quick one. From Cambridge University Press, yeah, and since 1945, Europe overall, all these European nations have been involved in 125 wars, with France at the top with 50.
You notice they're all European, means Edomite nations. That's the beast system, man.
But NATO is supposed to be here for peace, you know.
Yeah,
125 wars, man.
that's the beast system. NATO and the EU, 7 heads and 10 horns, man. And it says the nations wandered after the beast. So that's why everyone's following after the trends of America, because America sits on top of that beast, man. Anything America does, the other nations follow. That's right. They're trendsetters, basically.
I think even when Obama came in power, wars went up, and he got a peace prize.
Nobel Peace Prize, yeah.
It's stupid, man. America is like that's the military industrial complex, man. It's a military machine, a war machine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the Nobel Peace Prize doesn't even make sense, man.
Don't, is it?
When have they ever exercised peace in anything?
Right. But, man. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, that's the point, man. Like even what it told you, they've had thousands of wars. Literally, like the actual, when you go back to even the world wars, it's countless. They can't actually quantify a number. Like they literally told you, it's the high thousands. Yeah. Because they just goes to show you, man.
The red horse.
Take peace from the earth, right?
I have to read that again. Revelation 6:4. Then there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
So that's why war is a big money maker for them, man.
Yeah.
Bankers wars, right? Because it's a big money maker for the banks.
Yeah.
You know, these elites, right? That's why they always want war on the planet. That's why they're always funding wars somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, causing uprisings here or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones supplying the weapons.
Both sides.
Yeah.
I put
You know,
on the
these men are
quote
all with AKs. Where they get AKs from? Esau.
Yeah, I put on the quote the other day, all wars is bankers' wars. And there's actually Edomite that wrote a book on that. You know, and he said he explains all these proxies and the war provocations and all of that. That's set up by these wicked elite, man. They're Edomites, man, that do these things.
War's a
Why?
racket.
Because the power's been given to them in their hand.
War's a racket.
War's a racket. Man.
Economic hitmen.
Jackal and all that.
Causing instability, instability.
Destabilizations and all that. That's why you had all them flocks of, Venezuelans and all that jumping the border, Mexican borders and all that, because Esau destabilized their fucking governments, man. On purpose, man. So they had to flee.
When did
They're fleeing hunger strikes and all kinds of turmoil, government deficiencies and that. So they had to flee the border, man. That's what Esau used that as they're coming over, they're taking our jobs and they're raping our women. But you destabilize their whole fucking economy and then you act like They just jump in the border for no reason.
Check this shit. This is from a website called the Ethical Consumer. Quick stat, yeah. Between January 2020 and July 2022, 306 financial institutions provided 747 billion in financing to the top 24 nuclear weapons producers in the world, and that's 2 years, bro. Like 2 years, like.
Sorry, who's it? I wasn't.
Oh, sorry, no. So that's basically this is I just looked up the stats around like essentially bankrolling into nuclear weapons, and it's from a site called the Ethical Consumer. Between January 2020 and July 2022, it's estimated 306 financial institutions provided 747 billion into financing of the top 24 weapons manufacturers, nuclear weapons manufacturers across the globe.
Yeah, because that's what they finance. They finance their artillery. Tell you that enjoy all the search up. You know, they you know, if you want to read it, okay. You know, they turn their plowshares and into sticks and into weapons of warfare, man.
Yeah, and they trust in their weapons, man.
They trust in their weapons. That's why they're so proud. That's why America's always bragging and boasting, man. But they don't understand. You're not the only one. You're not the only person with nuclear type weaponry, man. You know, WMDs or whatever. Other nations have that impact, weaponry too now.
Yep. See, Joel 3:9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Yes, at one point, the only main nation on the earth that had that kind of nuclear advancement was America, really, and Russia. But now you got other nations, China, India,
Pakistan.
Iran, yeah, all these smaller nations, so forth, that have got the nuclear capabilities as well now. You know,
and some of them have been lent weapons.
Yeah,
you know, you got a lot of American missiles here in Britain and you know different parts of Europe. You know, so even if the country never made them themselves, they can possibly still have them. You know, just off the books.
Yeah.
You know,
they
they got
trade
hold
for it as well. Yeah.
I mean, that's why he's all over the world, right? He's in especially this American military all over the world, basically with their missiles, so that they can hit different places quickly, man. Yeah, exactly.
That's why we said earlier on that now Russia's going to concentrate on what Poland, because you know NATO's going to try and use Poland as another ruse to attack Russia, man, because it's close to their borders, man. You know.
So it says in Europe, military spending totaled 588 billion during 2023, which represented nearly 1/4, 24% of all global defense expenditure. The amount was 16% higher than in 2022 and 62% of the value a decade ago. Main points. I'll just get the main points. Of the total spent in Europe in 2023, 407 billion or 69% was incurred on defense expenditure in Central and Western Europe, and the United Kingdom being the largest spender in the sub-region, followed by Germany.
If I say the UK's through, man. We've had to take away money from the old people to heat their homes and shit like that, man. Yeah, they've got all of this money for what? But that's what it says. Was it Psalms 140? In fact, if it's right, if I grab that real quick.
Just a quick mention though, right? Because Britain have fallen behind. Britain has fallen well behind in global status and power, and military might. So they need to play catch up. They have to spend money to fight in this world war that's coming up, man. Because Britain are ill prepared.
Yep.
You know, and that's why they were talking about that last year or two. You know, about having to recruit and having to upgrade their militaries and that, because it's old and you know they ain't been out fighting or nothing. You know, so they're really behind. So they got to spend more money into this thing now. So that's why they're taking money from the poor. Right, to fund their warfare, man.
And then they're gonna send people. They're gonna send send people over there to fight for them in the war, and they're gonna die, man.
Cannon fodder. If I can real quick. Psalms 140 verses 1 and 2. It says, deliver me, O Lord, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man.
Who's that represent? The wicked elite that are setting up all these proxies and all these contentions that are on the earth, the wars and rumors of wars. These wars and commotions are set up by these wicked elite. They're the violent men of the earth. The Edomites.
Was it pride and violence encompassing like a chain?
You know.
It says, preserve me from the violent man, which imagine mischiefs in their heart. Continually are they gathered together for war.
Yeah, because it's in their heart. Hatred, man. That's why Esau can never get right, man. Even going back to his predecessor Cain, he had that spirit of hatred in his heart for his brother. That's why he just mercilessly murdered him, man. For no reason, man. It's because of the spirit that's innate in him. It's not right that's in him. And then after the flood, Cain came back as the nation of Esau, Edom, man.
Yeah.
That's why that same spirit is on them to this day. The spirit of a killer, spirit of a murderer, you know, the spirit of hatred, you know, perpetual hatred against his brother Jacob. That's it. That's Esau's spirit, man. He's a violent man of the earth. No, aka the harbingers of death, man.
He just can't chill.
Yeah.
This is the worst thing about it. He's so
Yeah.
crazy. He's got everything he could possibly want, and he can't chill still.
If he loses sleep, if he can't do no more
Yeah.
no wickedness, man. Literally.
That's his main vice, man. Wickedness. You know, he can't stop.
Yeah. Hey, like, you know, the scriptures speak about, say, like an old adulterer that doted, right? You know, because you meet them Jakes, they can't stop committing adultery.
Oh, bro.
Esau, he just can't stop doing wickedness, man.
No, you can't.
It don't feel right to it.
And I on a video I did last night, I was speaking about this as well, because that's why in the kingdom he's gonna be destroyed ultimately, because you can't have someone like that in the kingdom.
Nah.
These heathens you can work with,
Yeah.
but Esau you can't work with, man, because he in his spirit he's not right unless he's doing wickedness, man.
Precept.
Even the elder did a live. So like once the elder did a live last night at Amawanga Bar. And he was saying that's why Esau can't be taken. He won't be taken on the chariots anyway, but you'll never be taken up in the chariot because Esau will try and find a way to steal some of the
Yeah,
technology.
reverse
He'll
engineer.
defile you,
Try
man.
and steal some of the technology or do something wicked, man, because he's the devil. He can't help himself.
Because I was even saying this, right? Imagine like we're in the kingdom now, right? And let's imagine we gave Esau back his land. That's not scriptural, by the way, but just imagine that we did, right? You'll be constantly fucking have to watch these motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Because if we go judge the earth and be, you know, watch the earth, watch the heathens and that, we're gonna teach the heathens, so they're gonna learn to be better. Esau, he ain't gonna do better, right? He ain't gonna do better regardless, right? You're gonna have to watch these motherfuckers all damn fucking time because they be fucking goats and shit, man. Just crazy shit. Like you can't trust, you can't not watch them, and so that's a ball ache. That's tiring.
With all the technology that they have, all of the wisdom that they have at their fingertips, look what they're doing. You talking about these base Edomites, these regular, you be hearing, like, you'll be just seeing them talk, and each time they get drunk, what they're talking about, oh, let's go do a molly, let's go do some coke, some
These
snip.
fucking immigrants.
These fucking immigrants, or drawing penises on stuff, or squeezing each other's bumps, or
Always
doing
trying to
some
find-
weird gay
Always trying
jokes.
to find some reason to
So I know
transfer.
that one bad one I saw recently. I don't know how recent it was, but I saw it recently. Man, was some guy sniffing coke off someone's dick, man.
Oh man,
These Edomites are fucking foul.
spirit that is in them is not upright.
That's it.
That's what I'm saying. So you always have to watch over them the whole time. And that's just tiring, man. So you better just get rid of them.
Yeah, man.
Esau's a weirdo.
You know.
Yeah, man.
Yep, I got this. Jeremiah 13 and 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
He was made to be the wicked. That is his purpose on the earth, right? And like I said, after he's fulfilled his punishment, we don't need that no more. We don't need the wicked, right? Because we want a kingdom of righteousness. So the wicked does not belong there.
Even in the ancient world, right? What did people do? They chased this man from among them. Right? You can read about that in Job the 30th chapter, man. Right? Among the bushes they brayed. You know, and you know the incest family of in the States, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then
south,
yeah, down south. And the thing is, they're actually like one of them. He's near the bushes. And he's brave.
acting like a dog. Yeah.
Raised by dogs. You know what I mean? He's just like.
They even show like some mannequin of an Neanderthal blonde Edomite, and then they like show the comparison to the blonde Edomite today in America, and it looks identical, man.
And
The
that,
only difference was the actual clothing. She had some cave-like mentality clothing on, and she had a business suit in the modern day picture. It was identical, man. It was the same people that was in the mountains running on all fours, the wood wolves and all of that. The wild men, you know,
So-called cavemen, right?
vocab people, you know.
But they weren't like millions and billions of years ago.
but you got to really like think about that sometimes. Esau has basically created this entire science, falsified science, falsely so called, right? Esau's created an entire science, right, just to hide the fact that he was in the cave just a couple of hundred years ago.
But isn't that what Esau does?
Yeah.
Hasn't he always done this?
It's a lucky,
Right? No, I'm not cutting you, bro. I'm just saying this, right? Because even when he had his slavery, he was making all kinds of excuses why we're inferior, right? Scientifically. bullshit. All of it bullshit, right? But you don't think they're still doing that? They're not doing that today.
Cover up.
You think something's changed? You always have scientists want to, you know, or people want to manipulate the narratives, man. And so they're still lying today. It's because they call it science doesn't mean it's science, man. Because you can't prove it yourself. You're taking their word for it.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't believe half the shit I hear.
Yeah.
Even if scientists say it.
Yeah.
Tyson DeGrasse Grassy said it.
That.
Like,
Yeah.
I like the dude. It's funny, but like he needs a drone.
Yeah.
He needs a mic drone, bro.
Just talking,
You know, just talking what he's been like. You know, he's learned in that
By
society.
Esau, from
Yeah.
Esau.
Because it's all mathematical and stuff. You know what I mean? It's all bullshit, man. None of them actually gone to space and done this and done that. It's just crap.
Yeah, but this is why, like, we're blessed. Right? Once again, we're blessed in the sense that when we hear Esau talk, we're constantly checking Esau, man.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, he sells watching the fact checking. Yeah, we're the true fact checkers through the spirit of the Lord. Yeah.
Because even that saying numbers don't lie, bro. When the CV happened and the numbers were ridiculous, the numbers didn't go and spike.
Yep.
This is the
What
thing.
wasn't
You
adding up.
think that's empirical. That's
Yeah.
like you can't make that lie.
Yeah.
But when you see it,
Yeah.
it's like, rah, they lied.
They lied,
They
bro.
lied.
Yep,
They
they
falsified.
lied.
Yep.
Because the man not saying they falsified the numbers, but the context of what they placed them in
Yeah.
paints a different picture.
It's
Yeah.
lying with statistics.
Lies.
And you think that's impossible,
Yeah.
but it's
Well,
not.
It's marketing. Every marketing campaign, right? If you've got a marketing department and you've heard them, you sat down with them as they're talking,
Yeah.
you're like, yo, these men are bending. There was one old company I used to work for, right? There was a statistic which basically said that this product was shite, right? This particular product we were saying was shite.
Yeah.
The way the market is bending it to make it seem good, I was like, yo, this is some madness,
Yeah.
man.
Bro,
You know?
like in like the financial services world, yeah, they got this thing econometrics, which is basically like financial modeling.
Yeah,
Like you're gonna
yeah.
predict how well something's gonna do based off like numbers that you focus, but the shit is never correct.
Never correct.
It's always
If I can back you on that one I've seen recently, it said more fiction has been written in Excel than in Word.
Yeah.
Basically, Excel's what you for your modeling and
Yeah,
all of that spreadsheet.
Yeah.
The Word obviously where you write your document. Basically, more fiction has
Yeah.
been written in Excel than in Word. And it's true,
it's true.
right? Because this which goes to show you the kind of society that we live in. What does the scripture say in Sirach, the 10th chapter, right, about the ruler of the people? Right? If the ruler of the people, pursuant to Psalm 58, right, are a bunch of liars, then guess what progresses in this world? Yeah. Lies and lies and witchcraft, right? And basically no honesty, man. You think about when you want to buy a car, you're like, man, like shit, what's really wrong with this?
Yeah.
You're expecting to get effed over some way, somehow. You're expecting it.
What you said? John 8:44, when the Lord was talking to the wicked Israelites, but pertaining to Esau, you are your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth.
Yeah.
Because there is no truth in him.
Yeah.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. He is a liar and the father of it.
Yeah.
Right? The father of lies, man. And Esau does nothing but lie.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to read this as well. In Psalm 58, verse 3, it said, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born speaking lies. His whole premise is to deceive the earth. That's what the devil's supposed to do. The word devil means deceiver. Right? That is what he's supposed to do. You cannot trust what these Edomites say.
Yeah.
For love, not money, man. Right? You really have to scrutinize everything he says.
Yep.
Anything you can't physically prove,
Yourself, yeah.
you gotta kind of just put a stop to that,
Yeah.
because it's like, well, you're just saying it.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't never done that. I ain't never been to space or been here or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, and neither have they.
Yeah.
Which is the key point. And neither have they.
Okay, so I would say there was one nature documentary, man, was narrated by Morgan Freeman, and it actually said that the T-Rexes did a mating ritual.
Yes.
Oh shit.
And then I was like watching this, and I was imagining you would have had someone watching that and being like, wow.
How did they
From
know?
something that
They-
can't move anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. Something's dead.
To say that from your chest.
Yeah.
They had it,
Amazing.
and the thing is, they saw, when
Oh,
dogs are doing the nose rub, they're basically making the T-Rexes with the gen.
Even to how they sound.
Yeah.
The roars and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
T-Rex,
yeah,
he
yeah.
roared this loud, he can, 10,000 times down the line, some shit. How? Do you know that?
Yeah.
There is no proof or evidence of these things. This thing's dead.
Yeah.
Long time dead.
Real talk.
You know, it's like when he says things are extinct. How can you say something's extinct when you haven't gone across the whole earth yet?
So,
You haven't visited every fucking jungle. Man, I found in Aztec pyramids in the middle of jungles. They didn't even know what's fucking there. It was overgrowth over the top of over top of it.
Yeah.
You ain't been around the whole earth to even say something is conclusively even extinct. But you would do that anyway.
yeah. And to add, if I can, then they'll also say that, because I saw this one recently, they'll also say that something is incurable.
Yeah.
And someone was like, nah, say you ain't got medicine for it.
Yeah.
Don't say it's incurable.
Yeah.
Right?
So even when I like what's it called in central London, I went into a boots just to check, just to see this our interest here, check the medical out. Every single item had the danger of like every medicine had the danger of side effects.
Yep.
You might have
That's what you're
paralysis
fighting.
or
Yeah.
It can cause the thing that it's supposed to be fighting against.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's everything, bro. Even down to the cheap medication.
Yeah.
and it's still petrochemical medicine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not the herbs and the herbs that the law prescribe. You know, and like I said, even with herbs, you have to know how to use them. Right?
Yeah.
Too much of something can be bad for you.
Yeah.
That's like with anything. Too much water can kill you. You know what I'm saying? But like, you need to know how to use it properly. But he's the devil. He's trying to monopolize the market, right? Make money out of it, right? And keep you treated.
Yep.
Right. So you have to keep buying the shit.
Yeah.
He's not trying to cure you.
Yeah. There's no business in it.
No.
And you see that with every single business that Esau is in. As soon as they get investors, the investors are all about, we need to keep this bank rolling.
Yeah. So what are we gonna come up with next?
Yeah. So why would the pharmaceutical industry be any different?
Well, I don't know. We'll release some pathogen into the.
Real shit.
That's what these men are thinking like, though. It's not a joke. These men are fucking crazy, wicked.
Yeah.
Real
They
shit.
would think of the type of that shit. I was like, we're gonna send a pathogen out here. Say it got leaked out of the lab.
Yeah.
They always saying that shit, right?
And
There was
then
one recently something leaked out of the lab.
Then they're gonna say there's a cure, but the cure is the poison that
Yeah.
they used to kill you.
These men are the devil, man. Make no.
Like even the point you made, like a water company like Thames Water should never be able to go bankrupt, bro.
Yeah.
Ever. But then they paid out the shareholders mad fees,
Yeah.
and then they use your taxpayer money to go and spray them
exactly.
out.
Exactly. So on the had more.
No, it's fine.
This is Sirach 38 from the top. Honor a physician with the honor due unto him for the uses which he may have of him. The Lord hath created him.
Yeah, because in the book of Job it says that Esau are the forgers of lies, the physicians are no value.
Mhm.
So if you want to put your trust in the pharmaceutical companies and all that, thinking that they're going to heal you, you're going to get another thing coming. They're really going to increase forward your death, because that's what it's about. They just present a slow form of death, like chemotherapy and all these different things. All that's supposed to be cancer treatments to treat cancer, but really is just a slow form of killing you. Smaller form of basically slower forms, luckier, of killing you by way of these ill treatments, man.
Yeah.
Killing your good cells, destroying your blood cells and all that, then tearing you from the inside out.
Yeah.
Where you're just basically turns you into a vegetable. I actually witnessed it myself with family members and all that. That shit destroys you from the inside out, man.
And if I can add, that's why you will actually get a lot of doctors that'll be like, I'll never do chemo.
But
they've seen it.
But they always advise
Yeah.
people to do it.
Yeah.
Why? Because there's money behind that.
And-
Money
and-
behind them treatments.
And they pump them with fear, man.
Yeah.
Because I from what I can remember, right, they talk about the chemotherapy side of things, right? To cure your cancer and shit, right? But they give you like a 5% chance that'll even work.
Yeah, because it's pure radiation they're putting inside your body, man.
Yeah.
The
What kind of-
radiation is never good for anyone.
What
man.
kind of odds is that?
Oh,
That's some shit odds, man. Why would you want to put yourself? I would just like fuck it then, man. If I can't be cured,
Yeah.
then I ain't doing that shit.
Get your house in order.
Yeah,
Enjoy your
that's
last
right.
couple of
Then
weeks.
you come to find out,
man.
but then you
Burn
come
up your loins, man. And just
but
get
then
your
you
ass
come
in
to
order.
find out there is usually a cure. But you got to do the herbal, the
Homeopathy.
Yeah.
homeopathy.
Yeah,
I always get
Yeah.
slip of the tongue. But you got to deal with the herbs, man.
Yeah.
You got to change your diet.
That's it.
But Esau, he can't.
You ain't gonna advise.
He can't prescribe that, yeah,
That's
because
it.
that's against the medical institution.
Yeah. And I was going to say, for the sake of YouTube, this is not medical information.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Esau will come with the misinformation and disinformation and all that. But since the ancient time, they never had no NHS in the ancient world, man. National Health Service and all that. They didn't have the pharmaceutical companies 2,000 years ago. They dealt with the herbs.
Yeah.
They had the shaman and the herbal men and all that.
Yeah.
And they dealt with medicines of the earth, man.
Yeah.
Trees and vegetation and just herbs. Everything comes out of the earth, the soil.
Right.
So that's how you heal yourself with the minerals of the earth.
Yeah.
but it takes obviously a longer process. But you know, if you stick to it, you know, it's
Well,
bitter,
well,
you know,
well,
bitter and sweet. But
The process is down to the Lord at the end of the day.
Yeah, the Lord. You have
It
to
don't
do
it
it.
don't need to take long, but it could take long, depending on when the Most High want to do it or don't do it.
Yeah.
Because still up to the Heavenly Father, you still got to pray.
You still got to pray. Yeah. If you don't pray to the Lord, you know, it's whether you get healed or not in the first place. But the best way to go forward is not to deal with Esau's pharmaceuticals, man. You got to deal with the herbs, man.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's what it says, a wise position, man.
Verse 2, for of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king.
Yeah, because when the physician's around and he's done, you know, exceptional work, he gets highly regarded in the society. Like, this is the real medicine man, man. And people want to go to him, you know, for help because they know that he knows what he's talking about. Like Dr. Sebi, he had different ways of curing certain ailments, life-threatening ailments and terminal illnesses, and he was using herbs to help people to cure them ailments. And Esau came up against him and wanted to just, you know, basically defame him, man. You know, get rid of him and his, you know, his companies and all that. But he died of, you know, whatever. He died of old age anyway because he was up in age when he died. But Esau's trying to, you know, since then he's been trying to like demonize his herbal process, basically saying it's not authentic and all that. Man.
Same thing with like Nikola Tesla and people like that. They were you know,
Free energy and all that.
fuck your shit up, you know. But
Yeah.
just you know what I find funny though, right? Because supposedly, right, all Esau's medication and stuff like that, it's all derived from things that exist on the earth, right?
Of course.
The chemical compounds where you can find in the earth already, but the original don't work. In his mind. He'll tell you the originals don't work, but he's deriving things from things that already exist on the earth.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me.
You know what it is like? It's like the whole thing with Monsanto, because the regular seed you can't patent, but if you've engineered it in the lab, all right, little man, you join a camp. Wants to join a camp, man.
Mhm.
But I was saying, yeah, a GMO seed on the other hand, that can be patented, and therefore he can get the profits from it, right? So if there's no profit to him,
Mhm.
which good, there is no profit to him, right? Of basically people using the herbs. That's why he'll badmouth it. And once again, he's created a whole ethos, a whole spirit against people that use the herbs. He'll laugh at them like he hits. Once I was in the office, and I was like, "No, I don't take anything, man." It's like, "Oh, but you got to strike a balance, though. You got to strike a balance. You know, obviously, you don't want to do too much. You know, in reference of what is it? What's the what antibacterial one was that they say we're using too much of?
Oh, antibiotics.
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 I don't want to do too much of the antibiotic, but you got to strike a balance. It's like, I don't take anything, man.
If you're
Right.
healthy,
Exactly. Why are you taking?
then why are you taking this shit for? You know what I'm
You
saying?
know.
Obviously, everyone's sick in this world because everyone's eating chemical foods.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but if you're not particularly ill or have any particular ailment, why are you taking something you don't need?
Exactly.
And Esau is the devil. Now you know you got Bill Kill
Take your
Gates.
piece, you know?
You got the devil Kill Gates, Bill Gates. Now he wants to, you know, stick syringes in cows to stop them from farting and all that. Like, these devils are all conspiring to do some madness against nature.
Yep.
Because they're against nature, man. They're against the natural order of things.
Creation of the Most High.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord created everything in His order, in His perfection, male and female. Esau wants to come along and disturb that order, man. He wants to destroy that order, man. That's why he comes with all this Monsanto and all these different seed bearings and all this other shit. He wants to destroy the you know, the natural order of what the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua created. Because he's the devil, man.
Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made be not, and shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding.
Yeah, because Esau is the destroyer of the earth, man. Anything that's in its natural order, trees, whatever, Esau wants to cut that shit down and build a shopping centre around.
But for him, he gets to eat the real food.
Yeah.
He has his woman in order, right? And when you're talking about just the elites themselves,
Yeah.
right? Because they'll put that spirit out and that wine out for everyone else, right? But you think the Rothschild women are chatting back?
No,
They're in order, man.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why.
I think that the Rothschilds have ever seen a plate of processed chicken
Nah.
ever in their life.
Yeah, they ain't shopping a Whole Foods.
Yeah. Look what Zuckerberg did.
Yeah.
Right. He basically like planted a whole load of macadamia trees so that he can feed his cows macadamia nuts. so that his cows can be as tasty as you. So if that's just like a low level, a lower level elite, if you will,
Yeah.
what about the elite elite? What the hell are they doing? They're
That's
gonna
why
be.
that's why they live for so long.
That's it. Exactly.
They're eating real food, man.
Yeah.
They're
Whole-
eating
whole
what we're
food
supposed to
is
be
the
eating.
yeah.
Yeah. All them whole food farms and all that. They get all their shit from them proper farms, man.
Exactly.
They got their own private farms.
Yeah, not mass produced chickens and
Exactly.
all this shit. You know.
Candy and shit.
Oh man.
You know.
I should read this quick.
Straight up.
It's from Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. And God said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given you every green herb for meat, and it was so.
So, yeah, so since the beginning, the Lord ordained that the herbs are going to be a man's meat of the earth. You know, look at gorillas, man. They don't. You would think a gorilla eats nothing but meat, but all they eat is fucking
Yeah.
veg, man.
Yep.
They're herbivores, man. Strong as fuck, man. Got veins in their chest and all like this.
Yeah.
You got one slap, your whole body
Yeah.
is dismantled, man. They're strong as fuck, man.
Yeah.
Hanging from trees. All they eat is vegetation, man. Bare veg, bare bare fruit. That's
Yeah.
all they eat, man. But they're strong as hell.
It was thinking about that earlier on. We were speaking about archaeology and like how Esau, because if Esau was to see the skeleton of the last orangutan, of the last bear, what was his name? Gorilla?
Gorilla. It's
Of the
silverback.
last silverback, right? He's gonna say, yeah, it was big, so it must have been a meat eater to be able to have that, to
Yeah.
carry that
It's got
weight,
big canines.
because
That's
it's got
velocity.
big all of this sort of stuff. It's like, nah, bro, they're vegetarian,
Yeah.
you know.
And
Go-
what- Yeah, so go ahead.
So I was just say, going to show you that when you're listening to Esau speak, as the elder said, we don't listen to Esau.
Esau's
Bro.
the devil, man.
We filter Esau out. We're the authority, and Esau hates it when you're an authority over him and you're not just like nodding your head, kind of like
Oh, yeah.
whatever.
And that's another example that animals can survive off vegetation alone.
Yep.
Because in the kingdom, that's what
That's
the
what they're
animals are
gonna
going to
be
be going
doing,
back. Lions even and all that.
Yep,
They're
Isaiah
not
11.
going to be eating. They're not going to be carnivores anymore.
Yep.
Meaning eating the flesh. They're going to be eating herbs and plants and shit, like they was made to do from the beginning, man. All these animals were doing that from the beginning. Dinosaurs, all of that, man. Because Esau split all that corruption on the earth to make everything so carnal. But even these animals start to turn into, devour flesh. Because it's the spirit of these devils, the devil that's in the earth, man. You know? So everything's going to go back to its natural order. Like they said, the brother just read, everything's been turned upside down. But when the law comes back, Yahweh Shai is going to restore the order and everything's going to go right side up, man.
So we live in according to the law, right? So
Yeah.
we've got our clean foods and our
Yeah.
unclean foods, right? We don't eat, right?
That's
And so we can still eat meat and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But our diet is not gonna be the same as it is
Yeah.
as it is now.
Yeah.
Because you got Jake's on
You
the videos and all that, YouTube scoffing down all these fucking
Abominable.
seafood boils and all that,
Squids.
squid and fucking
Crustaceans
caterpillar,
and-
all this fucking crab and all this mussels and
Yeah.
all this nasty shit that you ain't supposed to be putting in your mouth.
Yeah.
They're slobbering over that shit,
Yeah.
man.
Delicacies in this way.
Feasting over
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Which is funny when you look into the history on that. I remember looking into it a while back, and it was basically saying like the peasants are the ones that ate the unclean fish, if
Slave
you will.
food, man.
Whereas it was the well-to-do, but that just goes to show you marketing, right? Everything is in this world is all about marketing, because when you really think about it, like it's not no conspiracy. I think it's shrimp is in the same family as cockroach, man.
It is, man. Probably
Right?
It's a seed.
Yeah,
It's a cockroach in the water. man.
cockroach, because I was trying to remember which one it is. I do believe it is shrimp. That is literally, it's the same site as Esau with his science,
Yeah.
same scientific family as cockroach. Yet people would never eat a cockroach. Yet because of the marketing, people.
Well, unless you're Chinese.
Oh, man, still alive and shit.
Yeah.
Crud.
But no, the other day there was one guy. He went to some. This is why you two first are going to be destroyed, man. He went to some sushi restaurant, and the shit was still squiggling on the fucking.
But squid
there was
in it, there was
worm on
squid,
it.
some shit in it.
Yeah, said there was a worm at the bottom of it. People was watching the video
Yeah,
saying
that's some fucked
that the
up
shit was
man.
moving, and then
Ah.
the authorities came down and shut down 2 of them Chinese restaurants and all that. But Jake shouldn't be in that
Remember-
vicinity anyway, man.
Remember back in Old Street, we used to
Brother,
go there.
think about that.
We had that
just
Chinese
now.
store, man, and
know,
they had that
blood.
soup with blood in it. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
They
Yeah,
actually
bro.
promote drinking
I
blood.
was like, what the fuck is wrong with these
Chinese.
Moabites, man? And who the fuck buying it?
And then when you look through the window, there's all kinds of plates and shit on the
Yeah,
table.
nasty.
Dirty
I
as
wouldn't
fuck, man. They need to clean the place up.
Yeah.
This is in the city.
Yeah. But it's it without, and it's something that we speak on. These scriptures give you boundaries, man. The law, statutes, and commandments gives you boundaries, because you see it in like those television shows where a guy who's like, "Oh, just try it," and the guy's like, "I ain't too sure," but then guess what? He'll still eat it. Whereas for us, we've got the boundaries of the scriptures where we're like, it's got fins and scales. Nope, not eating it.
Can't
Not
eat it,
trying
man.
it. Is it not cooked? Not eating it. Is it rare? Not eating it.
Yeah, man. And even with the local foods, Jake want to eat the shit uncooked properly, man.
Yeah.
Like with the lamb and all that, Jake want to eat the shit rare,
Yeah.
bloody, like a damn eater man, man.
Yeah.
Like a wild man. Eat the shit, you know? Like you're supposed to cook the shit through, man.
I love mocking Edomites when they try. Oh, what, so you have
Fake
it well
tartar
done?
and all that.
Yeah, they'll try laughing. Oh, you like it well done? I am fucking
not
savage.
I'm not an
They're
animal,
not
bro.
an animal.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like we invented fire for a reason, playing with their jokes, isn't it?
Man, like charred meat, man. What the hell's your problem, man?
Fucking brain in the bushes, like, you know,
Yeah,
them thick forehead motherfuckers.
That's how you know Esau, man. The spirit that's in them, they like move like stray dogs. They can eat anything and it won't be affected.
yeah.
If Jake eat that shit, they're gonna end up in A&E, man.
Yeah.
After a
But
while, man.
evidently, man, like, as much as you might not die straight away because that's not how
No,
the law
it's a slow
works.
death.
But like these things are not good for you, and that is why the Most High gave us these laws. It's not so much boundaries that you like. It's boundaries that said you shouldn't do them.
Yep.
You shouldn't do them because they're always judgment. You know. But at the same time, there's liberty in the law. You're free to do as you please. The law does not stop you from going and eating some rare steak or I don't know, shrimp or whatever. He doesn't stop you from doing that. But there is a repercussion for that. There's ramifications for your action. You're either gonna get sick and die at some point, or your health is gonna be fucking terrible,
You're
man.
definitely gonna die.
Either way, everyone's
Early
in this way, everyone's
early
gonna
death.
die at some point anyway. But you might be ill and shit. You might be
Yeah,
fucked up. You know,
Increases your life expectancy.
it's like smoking.
less.
Like
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
knows. Everybody knows smoking's bad for you. Everyone fucking knows that. People still smoke.
Yeah.
People still fucking smoke,
See,
right?
they've even got the burnt lungs
Yeah,
on
the
the packet.
pictures, nah, it's disgusting. But they still fucking buy the cigarettes,
Yeah.
right? You know it's bad for them. They'll still smoke it because I'm alright now, but your health is fucked.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Your insides are purifying,
Yep.
liquefying as we speak, right?
Yeah, man.
And yeah, you might last a certain amount of time, but we're gonna die a nasty death, man, or you know, be in pain towards the end or whatever the case may be. And that's the judgment for that, man.
There's certain videos I saw before. Guy goes for a scan, sick and all that, and then they do the scan and his body's just full of worms, man.
Yeah, I've seen
He's
that.
been eating pig all his fucking
Yeah.
life, and his body from his brain all the way down to his
Yeah.
feet is just full of
They-
fucking worms, man.
Trichina worms or something like that.
Because you don't know how much life you're cutting off, man.
Yep.
Because you know we're supposed to live to a certain age, you know, according to the word of the Heavenly Father, but you don't know how much time you're cutting off by doing all this mad shit, man.
That's why the Lord made the lawful laws for the food, man.
Yeah.
It's a lawful order, man. He didn't do it because he hates you. He did it because he wants to keep you safe.
That's it. The
You know?
scripture says, my law is not grievous.
It's not grievous, man.
Because
We
you got
plenty
benefit.
we've got plenty of food that we can enjoy. You know, fresh food, fresh local food that we can enjoy.
But now you
Face
still
of
want
the
to print fucking tiger meat and shit now.
Yeah,
or the fucking
Yeah, tiger bone, drink tiger bone and all that.
yeah.
People crazy out there, man.
This is Jeremiah 10:1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus said the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed of them.
Right? Because the heathen don't have the law, and so they're gonna do whatever they feel like doing. But we was given a law by the Heavenly Father to make us better than the heathen. The Most High is our portion, right?
Yep.
And so that's what made us better.
Yeah.
Right. And so there's a reward for being righteous and keeping to the law.
Yeah. But that's why the scriptures speak about how the Lord Most High separated us.
Yep.
Because following on from that, it also says, I forget where, but it says, for the way the righteous more excellent than his neighbor, for the way the wicked seduceth him. Right? Because you be seeing when Jakes get around the different heathens, Jake just become more heathen than the heathen.
They assimilate themselves.
Simulate.
They trim their ways, man. They
Trim
want to
their
do what the
ways,
heathen do. It's like a scripture, it's like, not the scripture. Like the saying goes, right?
When in Rome.
When in Rome,
Yeah.
do as the Romans do.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what they do. When they run the heathen, they just do what the heathen do, man, because they want to be cool.
Like that Jake, that brother posed that Jake in the prison, man. And he said he doubled his bid because he was having so much
Oh,
fun.
that flame on.
That nigga said jail was like Disneyland.
Man.
Bro, that is a wild fucking
You already know what Diddy's doing, man.
description.
Yeah.
That's like playground,
Fucking
Yeah.
hell, man.
And that's why that whole concept and that whole institution is wicked, man.
Yeah, it's
right?
Because it's nothing but a gay fest for the
Yeah,
niggas.
you know, because when you read Jeremiah, I thought he was reading Isaiah 10, which is unrighteous decrees, right? That whole jail system is wicked, man. You know, because you'll get someone in there that's done like a petty crime with hardened criminals. So how does that make any
Murderers and
sense? All you're gonna
lifers.
exactly, all you're gonna do is that guy is gonna rub. Well, I didn't mean for it to be a euphemism, but that guy's gonna rub off on that other guy, man. You know, that's just
There's the thing in our culture, in Hebrew culture, we didn't really have jails.
not
Nah, man.
holding cells. I think is something. Yeah,
Some might have gone into slavery under somebody
yeah,
to pay for a certain debt
Yeah.
or something, maybe. But like most things, you know, thing about it was a different death.
yeah,
You didn't keep them,
That's it.
yeah,
you know, because you meant to make everybody else afraid.
yeah.
Public
Put the fear of the
execution.
Lord in them.
That's
Public executions.
Yeah. Oh man, imagine we have public execution for adultery, man. The amount of problems that would solve. The amount of problems, because like you'll be hearing certain of these conversations on these stupid ass podcasts, mind you, right? These stupid ass podcast people saying things for joke and for laughs and stuff like that, right? But the amount of just nastiness that happens in this world, disease, right? A heartbreak, if you want to say that, right? Women just stepping out on their husbands or and bringing on, you know, other men's children and stuff like that. You know, all of that could be done away with just by in that one law.
Or there's so much that would stop. If they,
So
if they,
much.
they knew the consequences of their actions, they knew they
Yeah.
weren't going to get away with it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it was adultery would stop immediately or completely, but it'd be
You'd think
severely
twice.
less. It'd
People
be
would think, yeah.
severely less because you need that.
Yeah.
Need that in this world.
It's too much, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, to the point you get chicks like they just fuck every Tom, Dick, and Harry, but their thing is, well, I'm not in a relationship.
I mean,
with
maybe
any
they
of
make
them.
better decisions.
Yeah,
At least, at the very least. You know? But yeah, we know, we understand guys are thirsty, guys are going to fuck anything. We know that.
Yeah.
But you have it's two, it can take two to tango, right?
Yeah.
You can say no, because that's what you do now when you want to. You can say no, right? So you get extra, innit? You know,
now
make
it's
that
because
decision.
it's like it's the flip. And now it's so publicized and pushed in society for whore, that women to just be as whorish as possible, but be as like promiscuous and all of that. No, just be like unlawful to their husbands. Like it's just pushed so hard in society now. It's become the norm, man.
Yeah.
You know, because people like there's no recourse for their actions. People are not held accountable for their wickedness no more, man. But Esau actually promotes them to do the opposite of righteousness.
Yeah, there are whole there's whole because there's you know, you got the different dating apps, right? You've got one called Field, FIELD. One of my family members would say, "Yeah, I'm on Field," and was describing it. But you know, you're hearing someone in the world speak, it's like, "But I wouldn't do that, bro. It's you." You know what I'm saying? With this Field, it's all of that kinky stuff, right? He was basically saying how on there you have like married women where their husband is just there like, "Oh yeah, babe, you go do what you're doing," or "Yeah, you can do what you're doing if I can watch," and all of that weird shit, man. "Oh yeah, I'm looking for a bull." It's like, what?
This is Sodom and Gomorrah, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because that stuff is on the rise, man. That whole polyamory.
Polyamory,
Right.
open relationships.
Because Will Smith's daughter,
Swinging.
she's still a woman now. She was pushing that, man. That vibration's going out in the earth, and more people are doing that weird shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, swinging and all that kind of. I know swinging was a thing beforehand, behind closed doors, but now it's just more of an open thing because social media and all that type of shit.
People are just getting more and more freaky, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's nasty. You know. Yeah.
It's the book of Isaiah 5:20.
Mm.
Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil.
God, if I could say what I found funny, the post-election screams that these women were doing, where it was sort of like, well, that's what we kind of, they were like, we're gonna withhold sex. It's like, yeah, that's what we've been telling you to do. Don't just be opening your legs to every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
And now they want to withhold sex from men.
We're not going crazy.
You know, because of the politicians. It's stupid. It's bad,
Fraction.
you know. It's just stupid.
Weirder.
You women are gonna find out anyway. What time's that coming into now? A lot of you proud ass women are gonna get humbled, man.
Yeah.
You women are getting out of you know, you've been out of order, but now, like, you're just haughty as hell, man.
Yeah.
And you think you can just talk shit to men and you can order men around, you know, just do no wrong. You know, the time's coming where you women are gonna be humbled, man.
Yeah. So if I can say though, there's something Apostle Rhymelab said. I believe it's the Apostle the problem as well is a lot of these men.
Yeah, a lot of these weak ass men.
Because I'll be at work and I'll just be overhearing. But if she wants to do that, she can. There'll be a guy saying this shit. I'm just there, you know them ones. He's just tapping away, just listening to this, looking at this guy like, man, you're part of the problem.
That's like a race hater, blood. You know what I mean? Hate their own race. Man, hate men.
Got the vibration of a woman.
Exactly.
That's why. This whole society is, it's
Feminine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's feminine. They push that pussy worshiping spirit.
You know what I keep hearing recently, man? It winds me up, man. A happy wife, happy life, happy life. I'm like, fuck that.
bullshit, man.
Anybody ever said that to me, man? I said that. Fuck that.
That's what
Yeah, I fucking hate that.
that's
man.
what weak men say as well.
Yeah, man. I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like what? So she's gotta be happy, but I gotta be miserable. Like, what the fuck? What's that mean?
Someone who
As long
doesn't,
as it makes her happy.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man.
someone who doesn't know what is happiness in the first place.
Yeah, man.
Bro, no, if I'm not happy, she ain't being happy. I'm sorry, that's not if I'm not happy, she ain't gonna be happy, man.
Yeah, man. You
You
know,
know?
I overheard a conversation like that as well when I was at work, man. A woman with 5 children already with different men telling some new guy she's dating, you gotta take me out, and we gotta wait 3 months before I'm gonna give you the box. And I looked at him and I looked at him, he looked at me, he put his head down in shame and he left the place. But I said, yo,
Look, man, let relationship should be organic, man. Like all these stipulations and shit like, oh, you gotta wait 3 months, you gotta take me here. That's conditions I'm hearing, bro. I don't want to hear about conditions.
Well, yo, before you
You
put
know
out
what I'm
those 5 little ones before
Yep.
I met
Yeah. Hey, what did Tommy Sotomayor? And it always stayed with me, man. It's like all of these other guys got to hit it for free. Now I gotta pay.
you. Yeah, bro.
And it's so unattractive, bro. Like you might be pissed, but you start listening to demands and shit, bro. That's
Yeah.
so unattractive, bro. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
that's all right, you
Like,
know.
like Brian Kelsey's ex. You know, the guy dating Taylor Swift. He was with a black woman before, and then she was all there like, you gotta pay. Do I look like the kind of girl that pays half? And now he's with Taylor Swift. But I got this. Oh, unless you got more. You got more.
That put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Yeah, bitter for sweet is having a woman trying to usurp authority over a man, man. That's
Oh,
bitter
that's
for
what I
sweet.
got.
That's what the society promotes, man. You know, and it says they that which lead equal thee to earth. But that's not real leadership, man. A man was made to lead the household in the first place because he's the man.
Yeah.
He wears the trousers in the relationship. And now they're flipping it like to say the woman can wear the trousers now. And that's straight up abominations in the eyes of the Lord.
Which is straight up say a woman to you, not a woman to usurp authority, or teach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even in one of the translations, it says a woman should be quiet and submissive. These women ain't submissive, man.
Oh God.
Especially these black women, man. That's why you got to stay away from these black heifers, man.
And that's why you're unattractive, man.
Yeah.
Men don't rate that. Men are not drawn in by that shit, man. You know, a man knows a hoe when he sees a hoe.
Yeah.
Right, and that's but the problem with women, you all want to be hoes. And so you're never gonna get the respect that you want.
Yeah.
You're never gonna get that. And a man's never gonna see you someone who's respectable. You know, so you're gonna get dealt with as a hoe. And you're gonna complain about it. But again, you're a victim to Esau's fucking mind fucking, man. Because you're Eve. You're Eve in the garden, taking advice from the serpent.
And then you even got like even white bitches going, turn into nympho freaks. You had that Billy Philip, whatever, that white bitch sleeping with 100 dudes in one day.
That's
You know,
disgusting.
it's madness, man. Like the sexual
Depravity.
the depravity is on the highest level right now, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not about just having sex, it's about being as freaky and as raunchy as
And she
Doing
thinks she
the
achieved something
fucking
by doing that.
I'm surprised they didn't put animals in there, man. The next one she's probably gonna have animals grow
But like,
and all of this shit.
but what now though? She's done that. She feels like she's
Now
achieved
she
something.
said
Now
she
what?
wants to do 200.
No, I mean like who's gonna look at you like anything other than what you are?
So, once
Bro,
again,
then
You're
she's
filthy,
getting
bro.
promoted.
You know what I'm saying?
She's getting promoted, just like
Yeah.
that hot
Oh.
sewer girl and all that. That sewer girl, that Jewish rat, she's getting promoted.
But that's how you
You
know again. This is Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
man.
It's madness, man.
so once again, who the hell is lining up 100 man in a row?
Who wants to sit there in the line,
Bro, exactly.
That's straight up
Who
STDs.
wants to go in
Yeah.
that, bro?
That's
bro?
STDs.
That is the last place I want to be up in.
Hey,
I'll tell you that.
100%.
You know, after one guy, I'm like, nah,
You know, I'm
straight
telling
after the bat, no.
Like that.
Like let her purify herself for like a month or two or some shit. Before, you know what I'm saying? Let a moon cycle go by before I see this woman again after she's in a relationship or whatever, man. Like you don't want to be sitting in the line with dudes busting nut after
Yeah,
nut,
bro.
And then you're going in there and it's still.
Oh,
Oh,
bro,
man.
Girls are
Oh,
aspiring to
man.
do that. All these girls, young girls now,
Yeah.
they all want to be OF models.
Yeah.
That's what they're aspiring to do now. Back in the day, they wanted to do other things, like so-called, you know, type
Yeah,
of job.
Nasty.
But now all they're aspiring to be is a fucking webcam girl.
Yeah. Well, the whole like they planned this shit out, talking about each man go in there for 45 seconds and
Yeah.
and
Proper
that
move,
way
proper
we can,
move.
in 24 hours we can get 1,000 of them in there.
Well, she wants guys to bust in 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Bro, your
Bro.
pussy's loose as fuck, bro. Like, how you gonna bust in
Bitches
45
got all
seconds, bro?
cold sores and pink eye and all that.
Man, that's
It's
fucked up.
disgusting. Martin, man, that was
But I'm saying, but she know him about a hole. And these poor stars, like, some of them are fit as fuck, obviously, innit? But at the same time, you can't look at them anything other than what the fuck they are.
Yeah.
what would have happened to her
Bro.
in the ancient
You
world?
can't,
She
you
would've
can't,
got-
you can't be wiping that
in the
type of
ancient
shit,
in
man.
the ancient world, she would have got burnt at the stake, man.
100%.
And all them nasty ass freaky
All them
ass
niggas would have
dudes.
been burnt alive with her.
Disgusting.
It's adultery.
Bro, there's £100,000 euro industry where women are going to Turkey, bro, and risking their lives for an ass. Literally, bro,
Yeah.
just to move back from their stomach to their ass. Like,
You got it. Yeah, there's something. This the book of Ecclesiasticus 25 and the 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. Yeah, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. These women are very spiteful, man. That's why you can't put your trust in no damn woman, man. She'll use everything against you when you least expect it.
Oh, because I forgot what comedian said it, but it's true because like I'm sure we've all either experienced or witnessed it, where a woman will she'll just bring out some nasty cold cuttings. Like that's why your brother doesn't love you. It's like where's that from?
You know how to push the buttons, man. You know, like your mother and all that.
Yeah.
You know, you have certain distinctions against your mother and that. You know how to push the button.
Yep.
Trigger.
The scripture speaks about a wound of a friend, right? It's nothing deeper than the wound of a friend. But a woman's like kind of like your closest friend.
Yeah.
You spend so much fucking time with them. She knows you inside fucking out,
Tell all
pretty
your
much, man.
secrets, yeah.
And so she knows where to fucking hurt you.
Yeah.
And when a woman is vindictive and she becomes fucking evil-minded, man, she can hurt you the most. You know what I mean? But she's like a child that's been you taking the favorite toy away from some shit, man. And it's just being spiteful to you now. Because children can be spiteful.
Yeah.
Children are spiteful, man, because they lack empathy.
Yeah.
Children lack empathy, and so do women.
These women are wicked, man. They'll put shit in your food and make you entangled to them and all that. Bare witchcraft, man. They'll put their period blood in the spaghetti bolognese and just do foul shit, make you eat the shit. You're thinking it's extra salt. That's a vicious
Oh, she give me extra iron.
Yeah. Extra iron, it's all extra salty and all that.
oh, shit.
Extra blood and all that. This is
No, it's just the aluminium pan I'm using.
next minute you're the fucking spell, man.
Thing is, we joke around, but there's one particular individual that like I look at him and this particular chick, and I'm pretty sure she done some judge on him.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So you gotta stay away from them.
someone I know.
Oh.
You gotta stay away from them Christian type bitches.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Them
Yeah,
black
they're
bitches in
turning
the
into
church,
witches.
they're all witches, man.
Yeah,
They're the worst ones, man.
Yeah.
The young dots to the older ones, they're all involved in some form of witchcraft, man. You gotta stay away from the Bible reading, fucking Sunday worshiping.
born again Christian.
Yeah, born again
God,
Christians. They're the
Antichrist.
worst, man.
You know they got that look. They're always smiling. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And summoning Satan.
Well, you gave the story. Remember, you said you linked a chick. She was drawing demons in her room and shit.
Yeah. Oh, bro.
Shit was all manifesting through the walls.
No, I remember, bro. Yeah, I met this chick in Westport. You know the people that do the hand
Tarot.
Yeah, bro. She was like, she had a notebook, and she literally had a demon, bro, drawn on a notebook. Like literally, the balls coming up the hands and fucking wings on the back.
That was her
You
best friend,
know my ends, right? In the town center, right? There's this crazy trans lesbian thing roaming the streets, right? And she keeps drawing on this abandoned storefront, innit, right? She keeps drawing in fucking big colorful markers, and she got transgenders on there. She got fucking Satan's pentagram circle and all that shit in there. She's like, that's
Casting
so
spells.
nice. She says freedom for witches or some shit like that. Just it's a bug that people out here, man.
Yeah.
Like severely bug that people, man.
This place is foul, man.
You know, in like central London, Holborn, they got like a bait
Mason and Lodge, yeah.
Yeah, they got big
Mason's
lodge,
all.
Like people are in there, bro, like they got like like people like when you get regular people who walk up in there.
Yeah.
It's like a coffee shop.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
the market's right on the floor.
But last year, what'd you call it? It was the staff Christmas party, and it was like Mason's Lodge. I was like, you ain't seen me there.
Yep. Good, you know. Next year.
It was like, fuck that shit. Even as but it's just the venue. Now there's certain places where it's just the spirit of it, man.
Yeah, man.
Because it's like what happens. Yeah, because like during the day it's the place you go get coffee, right? But what happens when everyone else has gone home, man? After dark.
I tell you what, yeah, you take a UV light in there, man. You're gonna see some shit.
Yeah.
You gonna see some shit.
You're gonna see a Diddy party.
Oh man, can I grab this?
Oh, no.
Since Isaiah 19:14, Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right? So there's a perverse spirit in this world, and where does it emanate from? From the Americans, man.
Yeah.
Right, which is why you do get, once again, you do get certain countries like China that say they don't want American media in their country, man, because they can see what it does. And then we're, I'll speak, for myself, you're from the west coast of Africa yourself, right? And I'm sure you've seen it and witnessed it from family members where they're becoming westernized homes.
Yeah,
right?
That's why America's known as the mistress of witchcraft.
That's it.
But that's the thing, like all that's going on in African places like that already.
Yeah.
That's why they want to come here. That's why they want to go America, because they want to freak off, man.
That's it.
But obviously that influence is not being contained in just over here or over there.
Yep.
It's affecting them everywhere because Esau's handing out the bottles to everybody.
That's it.
Causing everyone to drink.
And fornication that was in that cup.
Yeah.
That's why it says that in Revelations about the fornication and all the wine and all that. All the nations have been drunk enough to wine.
Yeah.
So all these nations aspire to be like America. They want to come here. Because of freedom of speech and freedom of religion. You can be
Freedom
as
of
wild.
freakiness.
Yeah, freedom of freakiness. You can be as wild as you want to be. It's like no holds barred, basically. Sin City and all that.
What do they say? America is the land of the free.
Yeah.
Basically saying the land and the freedom to do whatever, do as thou wilt, basically.
Yeah.
Right?
The new Rome.
That's it. As Elon Musk this week, he tweeted that as well. He says America is new Rome.
That's it. And what the apostles been saying for years, America is the reincarnation of Rome, man, all over again, the new Rome. Revelation 13 chapter goes into it, man. The deadly wound that was healed, that was America, man.
Yeah.
It's the modern day new Rome. Everything that they did, all the wickedness they was doing 2,000 years ago, they're replicating it right now.
That's right.
Replicating.
So I was gonna say, because in that tweet, it was basically in response to another tweet where it was basically showing all of the parallels, but in the pride of the author, he says, but America is new Rome, but this is why it will not fall this time.
Yeah.
And this is there like
That's what they think.
right.
You still need to be a man of intelligence, right?
Mm.
And especially getting all the statistics and right. Where's the evidence that that's the case?
Mm.
Like all kingdoms have fallen.
So
There's nothing you can compare it to.
Yeah.
Like it has its time because the Most High is the one that ruled in the kingdom of men.
Yeah.
Bro brought out earlier about the 250 years.
Yeah.
None of these empires have been able to last, man, because they're all built upon wickedness. America is no fucking different, man.
the
greatest-
most wicked.
The greatest of all wicked kingdoms.
All of them enrolled into one. That's why it's called Babylon the Great.
Yep.
Confusion. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And like you said, like we're saying, 250 years is like the height of any, no nation to rule or heathen nation to rule upon the earth. But the only kingdom that's never gonna have a time extent on it, is the kingdom of heaven. Yasha Allah, man.
Yeah.
And the Lord said that kingdom's gonna reign forever and ever, and even forever. Aeon, like the world, the aeon, the age. There's no age limit to that.
World without end.
World without end, man.
I wanted to make a point on the whole westernization thing, man. All this doctrine that's been around the earth. Because you've all participated in it, right? You've all wanted to, like the idea of doing it. Because you participated, you're going to share in the judgment, man. So I just want to read this quick from Jeremiah 51, verse 7. So Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken over wine, therefore the nations are mad. Why are they going to be mad? Because they got to share in the punishment, the judgment. There's no escaping it, man. You want to live this type of lifestyle, then there's recompense for that. You don't get to do all this madness and not pay for it, right? Because you're going against the will of the Heavenly Father, and well, in the sense that you're doing wickedness. It's the only Heavenly Father's will because He's going to destroy you. He wants to destroy you, to bring judgment upon the earth. But basically, what you're doing is not right, you know. And they say, you know, America is supposed to be the land of the Bible, the land of God, right? Britain the same thing, right? But none of these nations adhere to the scriptures. It's not one of them, you know. So they know better, but they got the scriptures.
But they won't do better.
What have I to do to declare thy statutes?
Right.
You take the covenant in thy mouth, but you're not following it. So you're only going to get fucked up at the end of it, man. You
Yeah,
know,
all these nations really abhor the scriptures, man. Especially America. They abhor righteousness and, you know, so-called, I would say Christianity, but just for lack of a word, you know, Christian faith or Christian ideals.
Well,
But the real ideals, you know,
Yeah,
the scripture.
no, you once again, it's just like because I, you know, I was in the office for the first time properly last couple of weeks, innit? And I'm just hearing how people are so dismissive of anything to do with the scriptures, and they're not gonna. And the thing is, it's not even. It won't even be things like, you know, because once again, in the eyes of this world, women should have rights, apparently, right? So it won't even be things like the women's rights thing, but it'll be things like the fact that we eat clean, right? Oh, be like, oh, wait, you know what? Why can't you eat X, Y, and Z?
it's like a reaction as well. It's not even like it's something that's well thought through. They just react negatively to it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, in a video, like they mock the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, program. I remember, like, Family Guy was one of the worst ones. Like, they were trying to figure out some stupid shit, like, bumping over himself and bumping himself.
Well, you know, he created the Family Guy in small hats.
Yeah.
So they're always making mockery of the Lord, man.
Yeah. But it's beautiful because in that, what is that taught people to do? Taught people to not fear the Most High.
Yeah.
So when all hell starts breaking loose on this earth, the Lord's gonna blow, right? What does the scripture says? Whatsoever man, idle words, for every idle word, you know, it shall be made account of.
That offenses must come, but woe to him to whom they come. It was better for those two to be hanging around his neck and he drowned in the sea. Then he should have found one of these little ones. Like that's just like experience. Like the Lord's going to put a situation where literally you'd rather be drowned in a river with a boulder on your neck.
But this is why the scripture speaks about, you know, the foolishness of preaching.
Right.
To them, what we do is stupid and silly. Believing in something we can't. Right? And so that's all like last year type thing, innit? That's so long time ago that's not even real. So every time we bring out something up, it's like it's dismissed. Like we're in 2024 now. We're meant to be up to date with the times, science, and all this shit, freedom of rights and women, and you know all this shit. We're meant to be up to date with this, but we're not. We're living back in old times, right? Because we could, you know, we want the way the scriptures sets out for us to live, right? Which is not the fact that it's old, because it's going to be something that's new. It's going to be what's going to be in the kingdom, right? So we're trying to prepare ourselves for that, but it just seems silly to this world, man, because like I said, they don't have no faith, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
The Most High have not given them the gift of faith. So when the judgment comes, that's how it's going to come as a thief in the night, because these men are not looking for that, right? They don't expect it to happen. In the days of Noah, you know, they're going to be partying and drinking and doing all this foolishness, right? But they're going to be destroyed the same way they were destroyed on the other side of the flood, when the doors of the ark closed. Okay, spiritually, the doors of the ark are closing, you know. And when we get beamed up into the chariots, man, you can't come in. Ain't nobody coming in. It's for the elect, reserved for the elect, right? And you're gonna have to deal with your actions now,
right?
You know, so it seems stupid to you, but when that day actually comes, it's not gonna seem stupid anymore. You know, it's gonna be real.
Yeah, I got Zephaniah, the first chapter, and this is the day of the judgment on Judah, but this really goes for all the tribes and the judgment that's coming upon in these last days, known as Jacob's trouble. It says, the word of the Lord, which came upon Zephaniah, unto Zephaniah, the son of Cushai, the son of Gedaliah. It says, the son of Amariah, the son of Hezekiah, in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah. I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord. And this even goes into the topic of what we apostles and elders were discussing this week about the the separation of the tribes, man. The northern and the southern kingdom, how we got kicked out of the land, you know, because we broke all the laws, statutes, and judgments. You know, the northern kingdom went into slavery first under the Assyrians, and then Judah and the remaining tribes that was left, they got taken out down by the Babylonians, man. But they thought they was the only tribes left. But the Lord put them under the curses too. All the 12 tribes suffered through the curses, man. So we got kicked out, we all got kicked out of the land until this very, very present time.
Yep.
You know, it says, I will utterly consume all things from off the land, saith the Lord. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of heaven and the fishes of the sea, and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from off the land, saith the Lord. I will also stretch out my hand upon Judah and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So that's the 12 tribes. It says, and I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place. It says, and the name of the Samarians with the priests. And says, and them that worship the hosts of heaven upon the housetops, and them that worship that swear by the Lord, and that swear by Makal. Says, and them that turn back from the Lord, and those that have not sought the Lord, nor inquired of him. So basically, this is going into the time of judgment, man. Now America is that modern place of basically the new Jerusalem, so to speak, new Canaan, where the Lord's going to bring mass judgment upon that place, because all the 12 tribes are over there, man. The 2/3, they're doing nothing but abominable works, worshiping the idols, all this freakism that's going on, you know, the diddlers and all that, the R. Kellys, all that freaky shit is going on over there in New Rome, which is America, man. So the Lord's going to bring that judgment upon that land to this date. That's why Jacob's trouble is going to be so gruesome, man, for the 12 tribes, 2/3. Let me jump down. So verse 8, and it says, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children and all such that are clothed with strange apparel. And what does that go into? The strange apparel goes into these spiritually, the philosophies, the Greekish fashion. You know, you got a lot of our people, they love to be westernized. You know, they don't want to recognize themselves as being Israelites. They want to remain in that deep, dark state of heathenism and under these other, names of the other nations, man, that the nations gave them. African American and Jamaican and all that. They want to identities. Yeah, all these false identities, man, under that dark cloud of confusion, man. They want to stay in that dead state. So the Lord's going to punish them, man. You know, and it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be a noise and a cry noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. Something else.
I got this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is the book of Judges, the second chapter. Sorry, just one sec.
Yeah.
Judges 2, and let me start from verse 12. And they forsook the Lord Yahweh, the God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods of the people that were round about them.
Yeah, this is why the Lord kicked us out of the land in the first place, man. We started following the ways of the heathen. Yeah. You know, the Lord gave us the land to make us take it from them damn Hamites that were doing odious works of witchcraft in the land. And then we had the land and we end up doing the same thing the heathen was doing. That's why the Lord kicked us out of the land, man, to this day. That's why when the Lord comes back, he's going to take us physically back to that land, man. We're going to inherit that land all over again. And that land needs to be cleansed, man, of those heathens and all that filth that they've been doing since the freaking dark ages and before that, man. And that's been thousands of years. Go ahead.
And that's it. If you want to, you hear this word, but you want to continue in those ways, well, why don't you not be elect, obviously, right? Yeah. Those that destroy all those that are not of his, man. Mm-hmm. Those that want to be part of Babylon, and you know, they're going to be destroyed with Babylon.
Yep.
You know,
you're going to fail together.
Yep.
Yep.
And bowed themselves unto them and provoked the Lord Yahweh to anger. And they forsook the Lord Yahweh and served Baal and Ashtoreth. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of spoilers.
Yeah, Baal and Ashtoreth, these are the idols and deities that Jacob's worshiping today. Easter and all that Baal worship, you know, all that Satan, Halloween, Christmas and all that, that's all Baal worship, man. You know?
And you from the so-called white man that believes in all these things or worships all these things, man.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I don't know how many years ago, you might remember, the Ark of Baal that was going around London and all the different cities,
Oh,
New York and London and that.
right, yeah, it's showing it around in that.
Yeah, they were taking this replication of the Ark of Baal, man. It's like, why would you, have
Promote
such,
that.
yeah, why would you have that going around? He also was doing some fucked up shit around those cities around that time, But Esau's the one bringing all these things about, But this is the person who you worship. You so-called fucking Negroes, you worship the so-called white man and everything he does, man.
But yeah,
Follow him to the end of the earth, man.
Yeah, that's why America is known as the sinful city today. Even though that precept's talking about Israel, but today the sinful kingdom on the earth, Amos 9:8, is talking about America, man.
Yep.
And all the wickedness and idol worship that they're promoting, man. And all the other nations follow after them. It's back in Zephaniah 1:14. Zephaniah 1:14, the great day of the Lord is near, and hasteneth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. So there's going to be a time of great judgment. We're coming into that time. 2025 could be the beginning of that, man. When Trump gets back into office and that, all hell could literally just break loose. And it's going to be downhill, spiral out of control situations from then. Until the nuclear missiles, basically, which we want, because this is the necessary evil we need and to get into the Lord's kingdom. The Lord said, by much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
Right. And it's near him because the prophets are here.
Yeah.
The prophets have been raised up in the last days to usher in the destruction of this world, man.
Yeah, we're a warning sign.
Yep.
Verse 15, it says, the day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble, Jacob's trouble, and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. That's what the times we're coming into, man. This is why we're out here constantly warning you. By the time we ain't just out here for fun, but when that time comes, a day of darkness and gloom, you ain't gonna see the prophets out here no more. That's when tongues are gonna cleave to our mouth. We're gonna be off the streets. Yep. Street prophesying and all that, preaching and all that's gonna be done away with, man. Because you people are gonna have to deal with reality yourself.
But we've been set up to warn the people, man, to blow the trumpet.
Yeah.
Right. That's the job that's been given to us, man. Otherwise, we would just sit at home, just having all this knowledge to ourselves and just waiting for the day. But that's not what the Lord commanded us to do.
Yeah, that's hiding the talent.
That's right. So we're supposed to be out here. Again, that's all part of the signs at the end. The prophet's meant to be out in the highways and byways preaching these things.
Yeah.
Right? And calling out to those that would listen, of the elect of Israel.
Ezekiel the 3rd chapter, verse 3, and he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel.
Right, sent to their own people. Right, we're sent to our own people.
Yeah.
And albeit, we've got brothers in different countries, different languages right now. There's camps popping up everywhere, man, to deal with that. I ain't got to worry about learning French. If there's a camp, well, no, there's Israelites in France teaching, might not be GMS, but there's Israelites out there. Like we ain't got to worry about all that because the Lord's dealing with all of that, man.
We're only concerned about the elect, guy.
Suleiman in Ireland, they speak French.
Island.
Where? Solomon Islands.
Solomon
I
Island.
don't know,
I'm too sure.
They speak French, patois.
But yeah, our people, that goes into the scattering, James 1:1, man. Diaspora.
Well, I say you made that example. I guess it's true because at the end of the day, you have different islands. They speak French or Spanish or whatever, right? So they can communicate with those, any brothers in France or whatever the case may be. So they're not dealing with it, man.
But the internet covers all that. Anyway, it deals with translations.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
subtitles. And you can use China. You can see our video over there in China, and they'll give you the translations in Chinese.
And the Lord's blessed us with tools, man. The internet is a key tool in all of this, man.
And the Heavenly Father's name Yahweh and His Son Yahweh Shai is the same in every language on the face of the earth. If you hear it in Chinese, they're going to say Yahweh Shai. If you hear it in Russia, they're going to say the same name.
But it just sounds.
It's no translation.
It just sounds at the end of the day, man. Everyone can make a sound, man. You can learn to say something, man. You ain't gonna be proficient in the Hebrew, where you can learn to say the name, though. It's not hard.
But this is why, like we're doing this work we're doing is pertinent. Like I told you in Baruch 4, the word of the Lord's going to gather the elect from the four winds of the earth, from the west to the east, by the word of the Holy One. So all we got to do is send out the message, and the message gets sent out, man, by the World Wide Web. That's our job, man. That's the job of a prophet in these day and times. Back in Paul's time, he had to physically jump on ships, be shipwrecking all of these different things going around Asia Minor, different trips around Greece and Crete and all them different Europe basically to spread the word in letter form. Peter and all that, all these epistles, they're all letters, man, that Peter and Paul wrote to different Israelites that was gathered around living in those different regions, man, in Crete, in Philippi and all that, Thessalonica, and all these different places. The Israelites that was in Rome, you know, Book of Hebrews and all that. That was because he had to physically go out on foot and make those journeys. But now
in the modern era.
yeah, we're in the modern era. The internet does all the AI is doing all the heavy lifting for us, man. That's why the Lord made the internet happen in the first place. The YouTube and all that. YouTube was really created for the prophets, man. It weren't created for these idiots out there to put videos, you know, you've been framed and all of that shit.
Dancing and fucking shit.
Bare folly. It was created for the prophets. And we've been using it exceptionally, man, since 07.
Flooding the shit out of them, man.
Yeah. Millions of videos.
Hey, you know, it's good to say not to use and not abuse, man. But we're abusing the shit out of the internet, man.
Yeah,
We're abusing the shit out of the internet, man.
to the point where we can't be ignored. Everyone knows about us. Because even I've been watching different podcasts and all that, and every now and again they'll be mentioning, oh yeah, those street preachers, the Israelites. Now everyone's got the Israelites in their mind because we've been on the internet for so long, but it's like we're the hidden force. Like they want to talk about us on the mainstream because they know that, you know, that they're the prophets. Mainly the main prophets are going to be those men that are speaking on the street corners, and they got the 12 tribe sign, and they're saying that this place is getting ready to be destroyed. But they just don't want to agree with it because they're of the world, man.
And this is all prophetic, man. This has never happened before. What you're witnessing around the world right now has never happened before, man. Okay, the prophets at the end, the last days are rising up, claiming their identities, man.
Yep.
Right? Israel's, you know, waking back up in the valley of dry bones.
Yep.
Right? That's never happened before. So you got brothers popping up all over the earth now, beginning in America, right?
Yep.
Prophesying this word, claiming their identities and prophesying the end. That's how you know it's the truth, man. This is happening.
Truth,
You know, it's all written here in the scriptures, man.
Yeah, and that's why people are going to be astonished. In the end, they're going to know that a prophet has been among them, man.
That's right.
When these prophecies finally come to pass, especially when that mark of the beast gets made mandatory. GMS is going to be on everyone's mind in that day.
Right. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
And how are we doing that? By pushing this word right now as we speak. This word is going out, Matthew 24:14. This word shall go out across the four winds of the earth, and then the end shall come. Go ahead,
And made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Yeah, even going with the conspiracy theories about the chariots, these so-called UFOs. Esau ain't got he ain't got no, he can't hide it no more. He has to come out with the information because it's so evident that there's something in the atmosphere that's flying around that's out of this world, that's not of this realm, man. That's dancing themselves into the waters, hiding in the waters, you know, doing all kinds of maneuvers in the sky, showing themselves over military bases, fucking up with armies and all that. But even up in Afghanistan the other day, they said there were chariots there and they was trying to shoot at it and it wasn't doing nothing to them. They were shooting live missiles at the chariots. The chariots was just there. You can't interdimensional beings, man. You know, these are celestial forces, but he's still going to tell you that they're green goblins or they're the greys. But even with the whole UFO situation, they can't hide that information no more because this truth is coming out, man.
And all Esau's going to do with that, with knowing that, he's just going to try and manipulate the narrative of what these things are. Because we know about Project Bluebeam and all these types of things here, and how they're going to, you know, kind of manipulate the minds of the people. Right. So he's just going to try and work it in his favor, man. Because like I said, you can't hide it. So he has to kind of explain it. Because what he's like to do, that's explain things for you, right? That's the fucking baby PG, right? You know, this is what it is. You know, that's what he's going to try and do. But we ain't going to believe him. You know, we know the scriptures.
Yeah, we already know.
You know,
but the average person, they don't know. And you watch that Pentagon conference or the hearing that they had. Esau will never answer the fucking question, man. They'll never give a full sentence on what he actually, because they know what it is, but they're not going to tell the average person because they're going to make people going to bug out. People, because if people are actually seeing these things in the sky, they're actually seeing angels flying through the sky, but Esau's telling them, nah, there's something else, you know.
Carl Tuckerson,
Carlson Tucker.
Carlson Tucker, right?
Yeah.
You know, when he was talking about the UFOs, it was interesting what he was talking about, man, because he was actually pretty shook.
Yeah, he was shook
because he knows what's in, he knows what it's about. Yeah, he knows what that's about, man. He knows it ain't about green men.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's actually shook about it.
They know.
You know, I can't enjoy listening to it, you know, explain that. You know, but that's what it would be. If people knew what it was, man, these people would be fucking shook, man.
Yeah, they'll be they'll be on their knees begging,
Yeah.
you know, for the Lord to have mercy upon them in a split second, man. But even that wouldn't save them because the Lord only coming for the elect of Israel anyway. So not even in these other nations, if they found out that that was the Lord and the angels, there's no salvation for them anyway, man. The Lord's coming to enslave them.
All doomed.
Yeah. Unless you're ready to go into slavery now, that's the only thing that would benefit you. You know,
He just sent them.
early dismissal with that earlier.
Good behavior, innit?
Yeah. That's it.
Because even like when in Second Ezra 15, when it speaks about them being scared but still fighting, because in the law it technically says, yo, like your nation comes to war, and they just say, yo, we're not on it, and just put on the peace flag. You gotta just take them subsidiaries, but they're gonna have the spirit in them to still go in.
The Lord's not gonna let you, just surrender like that, man.
Nah,
The Lord's gonna make sure He destroys your power, man.
go down with a fight.
Take your armies out, man.
Yeah, so the Lord is a man of war. So when he destroys this place, he wants to take this place out with pure violence, man. That's what the Lord's all about.
That's right.
Make an
You know?
example.
Just like when the Lord told us to take the land from the Hamites, man. We could have just peaceably taken the land from them some other way, but the Lord said, no, go through the land and smite all of them, man. I don't want you to take the land peaceably. I don't want you to have no negotiations and no agreements. I'll share the land. You Hamites move over there and do your witchcraft over there. The Lord said, go through the land, kill everything. Don't leave nothing.
But it's the same way the Lord had a judgment against him from time ago.
Time.
From time ago, we had a judgment against him, right?
Yeah.
So it's always going to play out this way.
I'm sorry.
It's always going to play this way. It's the same with Esau. This is always going to play out the same fucking way, man. You might not want it to go that way, obviously, but it has to go that way, right? You will be going into slavery. Okay, America will be destroyed. This world will be reset.
Yeah.
Right? All you nations are going to lose your power, your land for at least the first 1,000 years. You're going to lose. Is that falling over? The camera is leaning again.
Yeah, you're right.
So that those things are going to happen, right? Because there is a judgment set against you that you can't put off.
Can't escape.
So just like the Canaanites couldn't escape it.
Yeah, because even back in the day, like four brothers came in the tree, you didn't really know anything about UFOs. You watched the X-Files and all that. Mulder and Scully, that was like kind of, used to watch that hard as well. Like, is there something out there kind of thing? But then when you came into the truth and identify the things of the scriptures, that the chariots actually do exist, and that's how the Lord's coming back. And then you start seeing them in the sky and like the vehicles, that just pushes your faith even that much further, man. Like, yeah, you are pushing the right word. You're not bugged out. You're not just imagining things. Like, you actually seeing what the Lord said was in the scriptures, man. Manifest.
Like growing up, right? The idea of life outside Earth, it's fascinating, right? It's kind of exciting. And if you can, what if there is like aliens from another planet? You're like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool, kind of crazy. But when you find out what they truly are, man, that is beyond all wildest imagination. It's so much more wild, yeah. Like, it's not even something made of flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's something beyond all of that. Something of divine might and power.
That's why he read it, man, about the strangeness of their salvation. Because no one's expecting Jake to get beamed off the face of the earth. You're going to see Israelites, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans getting beamed up into a ship into the air. And no one's expecting that. That's the last thing that anyone's expecting to happen. But it's going to happen, man. There's actually going to be a big father ship in the sky that's going to be beaming up Jakes, and everyone else is going to be left down there to die.
Blasting cities.
Yeah.
Literally. Fire.
And those chariots, man, there's some serious war vehicles, man. You saw can't deal with that. Even in that Pentagon hearing, like, you saw can't deal with that technology, man. They said this is far beyond what their means, man, of technology they've ever seen.
Well, the scriptures say this is the plague that goes over the whole earth, man.
Yeah.
Curse. It's curse, the curse, right? That goes over the whole earth. Right? So we know that it's good for us.
Yeah.
But it's a curse for the rest of the earth, man. They don't come in peace. You know what I'm saying? They're not coming in peace.
Even Habakkuk said the Lord's gonna invade the earth with his truth. Yep. So that's the alien, that's the Israelite invasion, not no alien invasion.
That's right. Yeah. This is Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen.
Right? So it's not going to be a pleasant time for people, man. Right? They're going to be scared. They're going to be in pain. They're going to suffer. Right? Just because the Lord turned up, and the Lord's on some revenge shit, man, or some vengeance shit. You know what I'm saying? So he's not. So he's not coming back to deal nicely with people.
No.
He's
going to come with a sword.
That's it. Says he was the fire to be kindled when he arrived.
You're not going to meet thee as a man.
That's why Esau ain't got a fighting chance, man. He's just gonna make quick riddance of you.
Because if this Jesus Christ as you have him, right? He's such a nice guy, and he's gonna come back and just give everybody a hug, love the world, right? Why is everyone gonna be fucking crying and shit, and screaming?
But their Jesus Christ is gonna get blown to hell and back. Trump. Their Jesus Christ is Trump right now, their savior. Trump's gonna get taken out by the
savior
rule
with the
laws, man.
toothache.
Yeah,
You know.
he's gonna get taken out by the rule savior, man.
Hey, but you all consider these types of these scriptures, right? Because the Lord scriptures about Yahweh Shai crying as a travailing woman, man, coming for war.
Very angry.
Not in the wine press, the Lord.
Yeah.
This is not the same Jesus Christ that you're portraying to everybody else.
Yeah.
That is not the same person, man. This person you talk about doesn't like killing.
Yeah.
Doesn't like seeing suffering or doing harm to nobody.
Yeah. Their Messiah, false Messiah, likes trannies and all of that, man. Like PDF files.
Because he accepts for who they are.
Loves
Right?
the LGBT family. That's who you're.
He just wants to hug everybody, man, and preach love. Because Christians say you must, if you're a follower of Christ, you have to treat love.
Yeah.
Right? So Yahweh Shai, or your Jesus Christ is gonna just love people, right? No, that's not what the scriptures say.
No.
He's coming with great wrath, man. Great vengeance in his heart. He's fucking angry. He's coming to destroy people.
Yeah.
Oh, not meek, yes, a man.
Yeah.
Slain of the Lord shall be many. You
That
know?
doesn't sound like someone that wants to love everybody, man.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Because you can't even make it make sense, right? Because even if you're like, yeah, but he's got to do that because that's the prophecy. Yeah, but you imagine if someone that's just full of love, how can he even do such a thing? Regardless, how could he? Because they make it sound like there's no hate even in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why these people get bugged out over John 3:16.
Yeah.
For God so loved the world,
Yeah.
sent his only begotten son.
Yeah.
But they don't understand that begotten son is not for everyone in the world. It's only for a secular people, a small sector of people known as the Israelites.
He loves the world so much he's gonna destroy most of it.
That's it. I was gonna say that's what a big part of that is the anti-Christian church, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're the ones that make it seem like it's Satan that has been doing all the bad things. It's like, no, have you read it?
Yeah.
It's clear.
Yeah.
Lord said, who did Lot ask in terms of destroying? Was it Abraham? Salah.
Abraham.
You did Abraham ask in terms of destroying Sodom and Gomorrah, right? You asked Yahweh. It was like Yahweh. It's like So
There's 10 people
there's
and all
10.
that,
It's cool. He didn't go up to Satan and be like, "Please, Satan, don't destroy Sodom and Gomorrah." No, he besought the Most High because it's the Most High that killeth and maketh alive.
Yeah, issues of death.
Yeah.
Long upon to the Lord.
Hezekiah is a good example. When he prayed against for the Lord to kill them Assyrians, bro, and then hundreds of thousands of them got sent and killed off by the Lord's angel, and then he prayed to the Heavenly Father for that.
It's not Satan that issues death, man. It's the Lord, man. That's what these Christians are so wacky, man. They're getting everything misconstrued. These Christians are bugged out, with God's logic and all that. This guy's an idiot, man.
You haven't got the mind of God. You don't have the mind of Yahweh Shai. We do.
Yeah, you ain't got the real logic, man. Your logic is skewed, man. You got illogical thoughts, man. Because even Captain Tazariak cooked your ass on the street corner, man, because you was just bugging out over the fact that over the topics that you was discussing, man. Because you earn understanding. You kept mixing up the scriptures because the Lord's not dealing with you. Basically, the Lord's not suffering with you, man. The Lord don't suffer with you wacky tacky Christians, man. That's why you're losing it, man. That's why you're struggling to you have to come to all these debates now. Because you're losing followers, people are losing belief in the whole Christian, faith system and all that. It's just BS.
Sorry, how can the Lord sup with you, man, when you got pork on the table?
Well, I ain't checked, but I saw a notification from Chicago David. There's a pastor of the BBL, man. What the hell is going on? One, she has the BBL, which that's off. A woman ain't, as we mentioned earlier on, he's supposed to teach, right? But rather supposed to keep silence in the churches. Right? But then also a BBL. So that's of the world, man. Right?
That's not modest.
That's
Yeah,
confusion.
exactly.
Exactly.
Mind of the world.
That's confusion.
Exactly. I think they say it's the most dangerous surgery you can have.
Yeah, but you bleed in your ass, like
Yeah.
trying to
That's
sit
why.
down.
That's why
You were fucking desperate, man. You were desperate, man.
that
You're fucking
Christianity-
sold into the world, man.
That Christianity is gonna get destroyed with the missiles, man. All them false religions, man, that came out of the Roman Catholic Church, they're all gonna go down, man. They're all gonna be launched into that lake of fire.
including Ali Darwa.
Yeah, Ali Darwa and his crew.
A man
The
said,
the Hyde
Yeah,
Park.
you'd rather have
yeah, 50 more sons.
bro.
That's
Well, that's
wicked.
what they preach in
Yeah,
Islam.
exactly.
You got
7
50
virgins.
blue-eyed boys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
boys,
that's
yeah.
why he's talking about the 50 sons that he
Oh,
wanted to
man.
be batty boys,
Oh,
rather than one Christian, because they believe in homosexuality.
Should I read this quick? It's Luke chapter 12, verse 49. Yahweh Shai is saying this, right? Who you gonna be called Jesus Christ, right? So I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it already be kindled?
Mhm.
The Lord was already angry back then. Right, but it wasn't time for him to, unleash that hell upon people at that time, man. He had a different mission at hand, to fulfill. Right, but when he comes the second time, he's coming with all that fire.
Yep.
Right, it says, but I have a baptism to be baptized with, means he had to, put himself up on the cross, right? And how am I straightened till it be accomplished? I suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. He's gonna come love everybody, right? Bring peace to all men, all mankind, right? Because Lord loves all mankind. It says nay. So I tell you nay, but rather division. That doesn't sound like somebody that is trying to love the world, bring everybody together. He's not trying to bring everybody together. He's bringing division.
Yeah.
Which is something which should be deemed negative, right? In this world.
Mhm.
Right? Because we're meant to be all inclusive now. So we
Yeah.
need to be all together, right? No, Lord is separating people.
But it's a pull together.
We are the world. The Lord is not on that tip, man. He's coming to deliver his people, especially to separate his people from the heathen, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the people said when the Lord returns, he shall set his sheep on the right hand and the goats on the left. That's right. The sheep into everlasting salvation, the goats into damnation. Huh?
Yeah. And the goats of the other nations, man, and the wicked of our people, essentially, right? Because they're as heathens, right? Vocab trying to make it sound like something else. But the sheep are those that hear the word of the Lord and follow him, man. The Lord's elect.
That's lucky. I was saying Jake is as heathens, and I was thinking of what the scripture says in Ezekiel 37, can these bones live? And we've all seen Jake, especially like them Jakes in the States where their whole body's tattered up, hardly speaking English, right? Just being degenerate. You look at us like, okay, you think that sometimes, can these bones live, man? Right? Because they're moving, those Israelites are moving as if like they're the heathens, man. Right?
A lot of times they're fucking worse.
Yeah.
But the Lord's gonna sort all that out.
Gonna wash them up.
That's right. You're gonna purify it in fire.
Yeah. Because look at all the lives that we came from, man. Right?
Mhm.
I'll be honest, I was the biggest Christian.
Evangelist.
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 I can testify.
It's like, it'll come to my church, come to my all of that nonsense. But what did the Lord say in Exodus 20th chapter, man? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Right? Well, I was, in that when I was saying come to my church, I wasn't thinking of the Most High and His Son as is described in the precepts. I was thinking of Cesare, man. Right?
Esau's depiction of it.
Exactly. Right? So ultimately, you always worshiping other gods.
That's why the Lord called us the lost sheep, man.
That's it.
We were all lost at one time or another. We all had to be found.
That's right.
We all heard the calling from the Lord, which is through this word, man. From
me.
Yeah. And it says his sheep hear his voice. We follow it, man. So that was the calling, the valley of the dry bones, which is, we talk about America. That's where the rebirth of this truth came, man. During the late 60s, 70s, that's where the rebirth. Before then, basically the books was closed. In Revelation 5th chapter.
Spirit's like coming back into us.
Yeah, the Lord was the only one that was worthy to open the book. That happened through our apostles and elders. The elder high priest Albert Bivens on down, man. That's when the revival of the truth came back out. So that happened over there in America, the land of the North.
Another thing I want to mention as well, man, because Brockham's always going on about high priest Albert Bivens, he's not a man of the Lord, he's not a prophet and all this. Like, who's your prophet then? Because Elijah has to come back. Elijah has to come back. So who is your prophet?
James White, the Edomite.
Yeah, some bullshit, man. So we can't believe high priest Albert Bivens, but we have to believe your bullshit, whoever you think it is. Why? And you're not even coming with no doctrine that makes any fucking sense.
All your arguments are really just weak. And the more and more you come after us every damn other day or whatever week, and you come up with a new philosophy, it just proves how weak you Christians are, man. How desperate you are.
But like I mentioned earlier, but well, we mentioned it now about the valley of dry bones and that time of the awakening. That's what that scripture is about, the awakening of Israel, right? That's why it's the whole house of Israel. These bones are the whole house of Israel. Where is your fulfillment of that then? Because if you meant to be the Christians are meant to fulfill this, man. Where are you doing this?
Yeah.
Because you're not claiming no identity. You Christians don't claim to be Israelite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't claim to be the house of Israel. That's something that we're doing.
Yeah.
Right? All this knowledge coming back to us. It's been with you supposedly this whole time.
Yeah.
You know, Christianity's been being taught for fucking centuries now, right? But it's not been to us. This knowledge hasn't been with us the whole time. It's had to come out of through air, essentially, through the spirit, right? To be breathed into us.
Yeah.
That's what the scripture's speaking about.
Yeah.
Revival.
Yeah.
We need to be revived.
Yeah.
Right? There is no Christian revival. There's only the Israelite revival. You know what I'm saying?
You guys
We've been revived.
These guys ain't real Christians anyway. To be a Christian, you have to be an Israelite, man.
That's right.
From birth. You know, spiritual Israelite and none of that BS. It's from birth, man. From the loins of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the only way you can be a true Christian, man. Because the word Christian means anointed. So we're the anointed people of the Bible, the Israelites. That's right. There's no other nation that the Lord's anointed. Man.
Saints.
Yeah, the saints are the Israelites. So what other nation did the Lord anoint? None.
That's right. It says Acts 11:26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were first called were called Christians first in Antioch.
Yeah.
All right. There's your point. It was the disciples that were called Christians and the followers of the Lord.
Disciples
Right.
of Israelites.
Disciples of Israelites, all Israelites. You know?
They all had the tribe that they knew they were from.
Yep.
You know, Paul called himself a Benjamite. You know, Paul from the tribe of Benjamin.
Yep, yeah.
You
The
know,
topic of the wild olive tree being grafted back in. That whole topic's been discussed this week. Those are all Israelites, man. They ain't talking about the other nations. The other nations were never grafted into this tree.
Yep.
And the Lord never made no covenant with the other nations, man, for them to be grafted back in. And we became the wild olive tree because we started distancing ourselves and worshiping other gods, and going off.
and the whole prophecy of Yahweh Shai was to come and save his people from their sins.
Yeah.
When did it ever include the rest of the nations?
And then to reconcile us back to the heavenly
Just then to have a covenant, which says in Hebrews 8 and 10 that the covenant's been made with the house of Judah and the house of Israel. I don't understand where you Christians are trying to slide in. You know? You got
Acting
something
like the other nations of the wild olive tree.
Yeah.
I got something.
Come on.
So we go Ezekiel 34:11. For thus said the Lord power, behold, high, even high, will both search my sheep and seek them out, as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered.
See, the Israelite, the sheep of the Lord are scattered. That means we're in every nation upon the face of the earth, man.
I was even gonna say the fact that it even says that the Lord's gonna search after his sheep means that not everybody can be saved. Because if everyone can be saved, why would he not just save everybody? Why does he have to search for specific sheep?
Yeah.
The elect.
And it's a list that's been given to him.
Yeah.
It's not even Yahweh Shai's own list. Right?
Yeah.
The Most High giving him a list of people to go get.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he knows he's not looking for everybody. He knows that.
Yeah.
So he knows this person ain't it.
Yeah.
But this guy is. That's why he told was it Peter and John or whatever, Peter and James or whoever it was, that come with me. And then he got up.
Wow.
He went for those men that you're coming with me. Like he didn't.
Yeah, the chosen.
That's it.
Like when Yahweh Shai was on the scene, he told the apostles not to go to the Samaritans. According to Esau's doctrine, if everybody can be saved, he don't have an answer for why the Lord, why the
Why would he say
Samaritans.
that?
Why,
So just teach them all.
teach them all. Go tell the Samaritans. Yeah, but he ain't got an answer for where the Samaritans.
Why excluding them?
Yeah.
Because they're not all fucking. Most of them are heathen, no?
You got Ethiopians today acting like they're the true Jews. They call themselves Colossians, but that means they're fools. They're not the real Jews. Just because they got color and without melanin, don't mean that they're the people.
Or if they keep our customs.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Don't matter, man.
Doesn't matter if you keep our customs.
Well, the proof is funny because these Edomites, these Brits here, right? They don't care whether you've got a British passport or not.
Yeah.
They don't care whether you pledged allegiance to the king,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They'll still look at you, yeah, but you're an immigrant.
They don't care if you've been naturalized.
They
They
don't
don't
care.
£1,000 for that shit.
Exactly. They don't give a fuck.
They don't
Yeah.
know what America's like.
Yeah.
If you want to call himself American citizen, if you come from over the border,
What kind of
you're
American are you?
Yeah,
exactly.
I can't wait that time,
Yeah.
bro. I really can't.
Yeah.
Shit gonna get fucking spooky.
So that's the same thing that was happening back then 2,000 years ago. You had Jakes that was in that Greek, Greekish fashion, under that Greek Hellenistic mentality, Greek way of lifestyle, Greek language,
and then Paul was going around, you know, basically waking them up from out of that heathenistic way. It was coming into the faith.
There's no new thing under the sun. Yeah, right. What was then is now. It's the same. You know, we're just in a different era. That's all it is. But the same situation, the same problem still exists.
And the Jews back then would have been saying, "Oh, these immigrants and that, they're not our people. These are heathens coming over the border, and I get them out of it." It was for this and that when they said expel the Jews from Rome and all that. Man.
Yep.
As goes on to say, so I will seek out my sheep and will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the crowd and dark days. So Jake has been scattered, man. Plenty where scriptures describing that whole matter, man, about the diaspora, the scattering of Jake, man. I mean, even when you look in the translation of the word, it talks about the dispersion of Israelite foreigners, man. That's what it says, into the other nations. Assimilating themselves with the other nations, the Greek Empire, Roman Empire, all these different. That's what Jake did. That's why I even had that new movie Gladiator 2 come out, showing you Jake was assimilating himself into the Roman way of Roman lifestyle. Cool. That's what Jake do, man.
Yeah. Once again, we've got examples right here.
Even over in America, they do the same shit.
Look, we earlier mentioned Neil deGrasse Tyson. Here we've got your David Lammies. Right, when you observe these individuals, it's like, and you close your eyes, you can be like, this is just you're listening to almost like you're listening to an Edomite, man.
Modern day Greeks.
Yeah, they've been completely taken by the ways of Esau, right? Because for them, that is the end all be all. Whereas for us, we look down at these Edomites. Let's keep it real. Well, we look down at these Edomites, man.
We know that they're inferior.
Yeah.
Even a new Labour Party leader, that chick, whatever her name is.
Yeah, conservative.
Conservative. Yeah, Kemi, whatever her name is. She's an Israelite woman, but she's assimilated into that Greek lifestyle, man. That's why she's into that politics and shit. But she's an Israelite. And right now, she's a foreigner. Like she's in that foreign state of mind, Gentile state of mind.
You know she be getting freakier than them white girls.
Passed around, man.
That's where Prince when even's around Edomite women, and she's like the only so-called black woman around them. They just be freaky as hell. I'll be honest, that's one of my cousins, man. She grew up around these little Edomite bitches. She's the hoe now. You look at her, there's soulless in her eyes. She's definitely entertaining. Exactly.
Well, she stands out, man.
Yeah.
And she knows that. Right? And these fucking Edomites, man, they got a fetish, man, for so-called black women, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So she gets attention.
Yeah.
You know, so she feels good about herself being around those fucking Edomites, man.
Yeah.
And she wants to impress them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What happens, man?
Getting freaked out. And you know this, especially when it's a family, like you get freaked out by Edomites. He's looking at it.
And they're Edomites are fucking freaky,
Yeah.
man.
You're like, you let that nut in you, man. It's disgusting, man.
She's been defiled, man.
Well, I saw a family thing years ago, and there was one Edomite. The whole vibe was awkward. Everyone in the family was just looking at the woman like, "What the fuck?
No, what you doing?
Like, you know,
Oh man.
Embarrassing.
Yep.
But that's how you feel, man. A lot of our people just feel embarrassed, man.
Yeah.
You know, that we're somehow related. You know what I mean? Because our people are down bad, man. You know what I'm saying?
What does scripture say? Scripture say, like Prince, the whole head is sick. All right, I'll grab that. It says Isaiah 1. I'm gonna read into it actually. Isaiah 1:3 says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Right? A simple nation, right? A people laden with iniquity, the seed of evil do. Children that are corrupted, they have forsaken Yahweh, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger, they are gone away backward. Right? So hey, when you look at the fact that Israel, the majority of our people, they don't associate with this thing of ours, man. They want to be everything else under the sun. They may have grown up a Christian, but when they realize that the Christian church, the anti-Christian church is BS, what do they move to? They move to Islam, man. It's a conveyor belt. Okay? More foolishness. Right? It goes on to say, verse 5 says, why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it. The wounds and bruises and putrefying sores, they have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment. All right? going into just how Jake is through, man. Right, Jake is completely bugged out. Well, once again, we mentioned that particular Jake that said he doubled his bid in the prison because he was enjoying himself, man. But that is what has happened to our people. Now he's gonna wake up in the kingdom and he's gonna
Lord
man.
himself.
Yeah,
Well, there's some things you don't want to remember, innit?
yeah.
You know, you can be like my man, his name Cypher from Matrix.
Yeah.
Cypher.
I don't
You know,
remember
there's something because hey, at the end of the day, man, you gotta wake up in the kingdom and know the fucked up shit you did,
Yeah.
and that's what's gonna bring you that shame in it. But you know, you're gonna shut up the thought, man, of the shit that you were doing on this side of things. You know, there's things that we've had to kind of be back thinking, yeah, that was kind of fucked up. You know, not maybe to that extent, but there's things we've done in our past that we might think kind of fucked up, and that's kind of with us even now.
Yeah.
You know, but we got things we got to focus on the task at hand.
Yeah.
You know, but Lord, when the Lord, like Lord says, He's gonna give us a clean slate.
Yeah.
So when we go into the kingdom, we're not gonna be really pondering on those things anymore. You know, because Lord would have glorified us. You know.
There's no condemnation in them that in Yahweh Shai, man.
Yep.
Our sins have been covered. Unlike the 2/3, their sins ain't been covered, man.
That's why they're gonna be destroyed.
Yeah, that's why they're gonna have to deal with the judgments, man.
Right.
You know, that guy included in jail, wherever he's the booty bandit.
Right.
All them booty bandits, man, they're gonna have to deal with that judgment when the Lord
Yeah,
gets there.
Yeah. No, okay. There ain't even worth speaking about.
It says Daniel 12:2, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
Yeah, even in Ezekiel it says, you know, that we're gonna loathe ourselves, you know, in the kingdom.
Yeah. This is what. Yeah, I've got that. It's Ezekiel 36:31. It keeps doing it, man. I keep accidentally opening new tabs. Those are words. Ezekiel 36:31. Then shall ye remember your own evil ways and your doings that were not good, and shall loathe yourselves in your own sight for your iniquities and for your abomination.
Yeah, because when we see the splendor of the kingdom, we're gonna feel unworthy, man. All the abundance and the glory that the Lord's gonna present these men, you know, we're gonna feel unworthy to receive all these blessings, man. Like we're gonna feel like we ain't done enough, but you know, in the eyes of the Lord, man, Lord say He's gonna reward these men. We're gonna be kings and judges in His kingdom, man. We're gonna be the new cabinet in righteousness, man, and the Yahweh Shai. So we're gonna the splendor that we're gonna see in the kingdom. That's why I say, eyes are not seen, ears are not heard, man. So the Lord have them for those that love it. I'll be paraphrasing, man. Because you know, kingdom's gonna be out of this world, man. It's gonna be something so that we can't even fucking fathom and imagine, man. It's gonna be out of the world. But it's gonna come to pass. And you know, the sellouts of our people, the ones that made a covenant of death, they're gonna be in good stead in the kingdom too, but they're gonna have their heads down, man, for a hot minute, because they're gonna remember all the foul shit they did on this side, man, how they betrayed the Lord, basically. So
They're just not gonna have the status of the elect.
yeah, they're gonna be the true celebs in the kingdom of heaven.
We're gonna be the elites of that world.
Yeah, 1%, true 1%.
So I was gonna say, because a kid who's sucking his power, obviously for his legs, but it's like in the kingdom we gonna have true power, man. Untapped, unlimited. Man.
It's a beautiful day. I feel like Darth Sidious. Unlimited power. But that's how it's gonna be, man.
Yeah.
You know, I just want to read this quick, man. This is from Psalms 58, verse 11. So that a man shall say, verily there is a reward for the righteous. Verily he is a God that judgeth in the earth. Right. So you know, there's gonna be a reward for our obedience. When we make it to the end, right? You know, over the other Israelites. Because I say we're all going to receive the same reward in a sense. We're all going to receive the kingdom. We're all going to be kings and priests and be blessed and have multitude of blessings be put upon us. But there's going to be the elect, which are going to be of a higher level. You know.
Yep. So Ephesians 2:8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourself, it is the gift of Most High.
Right. So we know it's not in our power, it's not in our control. You know, we're only doing what the Spirit's causing us to do at the end of the day. And we just have to wait and see where that road kind of leads us, man. And that's why we always call ourselves the hopeful elect. We hope that's where the Spirit leads us in the end. You know, but it's all up to the Heavenly Father. As much as we've done in our lives, good or bad, ultimately it's the Heavenly Father that's chosen you from the beginning of the world.
I was just thinking about that because, like you mentioned earlier, the Heavenly Father was the one that gave the men to Yahweh Shai. You know, He ordained those men from the beginning of time, man. before the world was even made. When he created the first spirits, when he created Yahweh Shai was given those spirits that these are your men, these are the Israelites that you're gonna, have as your governing body in the kingdom, in your kingdom, man. The selected spirits, the first fruits.
Yep.
And they've been chosen from the beginning of time, man. So this is why that even that word nepotism goes into that. That goes into like relatives and people of your
Favor,
line, favor of your people. That's why nepotism's a thing, man. It's a real thing. We're gonna have that in the kingdom, man. 'Cause it's not through our works that we're being chosen. We're chosen because the Heavenly Father chose us from the beginning, just the way He wanted it to be.
And it's the same thing like with because even speaks about Jacob and Esau the same way before the children even done any good or evil.
Right.
Jacob was chosen. It's how it was from the beginning. We was chosen from the beginning without having done any works.
Yeah.
And so we're just having to find out like how that all, who that is at the end.
Yeah.
Basically. You want to say something?
I have a scripture here. It's from Isaiah 64:6. But we are all as an unclean thing,
Mhm.
and our righteousness are as filthy rags.
Because we have to accept that we're not perfect. We understand these things, but that's why the scriptures is things are written aforetime for our learning, right? Because there's not necessarily all the righteous have been good completely. Men are fucked up, man.
Yeah, we will know.
We fucked up. There's great men that are fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Right, but that didn't stop them receiving the promises that was bestowed upon them because they were chosen.
So,
And so we are men in like fashion. We're not perfect, but we believe we are chosen, man.
Yeah, Mosiah knew from the beginning.
Yeah.
We're gonna go off for it.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
that's why we need those new bodies. When we get those new bodies, we ain't never gonna go off again. We're gonna be perfect, man.
Yep.
That's why we're gonna keep the laws perfect.
And we all do perish as they live, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away.
Right, so I say we're subject to vanity. This speaks about, right? Because we're in this flesh.
Yep.
Since the whole eating of the that wicked knowledge in the garden.
Yeah.
We've been on that on that path of death and destruction. So when Israel came into being, it was going to be the same because we're in these bodies of flesh.
Yes.
It was going to be that way. So it was always going to be known that it was going to end this way. But this is why we need to be changed.
Yeah.
But the Lord chose us, regardless of being in that state, that He was going to give these things or the kingdom to us.
I was going to say, like, even when we got into the kingdom of Israel, the land of Israel, the first time, as soon as Joshua and his generation died, the very next generation just started going off automatically, literally. And even in the wilderness, there was offshoots of wickedness out amongst the people. So it was just innately in us all.
Again, that's just the curse of being a man. That was put in the earth like that, and that's why we're going to become more than men in the kingdom. Higher beings.
Yeah, hybrids and
Angelic,
extraterrestrials. Yeah.
terrestrial.
Basically, they're hybrid humans on the earth.
Gods.
Yeah. True judges, man.
The brother,
People get confused with this whole God thing. I know Yahweh Shai is not the Most High. They're two separate entities. You've got these Christians once again bugging out, saying that Yahweh Shai is the Heavenly Father. No, He's not. The Heavenly Father sent His Son to earth to do the will of the Father. There's plenty of precepts to back that, man. How the hell is the Son going to pray to Himself to come up the cross, and then go for what He went?
Yahushua talks about His Father.
It's His Father that put Him on the cross. It's His Father that He told Him to do what He had to do.
No, it's too ridiculous.
These Christians are fucking bugged out. Plainly says He's the Son of the Most High, but for some strange reason, they equate that to being, no, He didn't.
No, He's the Father.
He's the Father. He put Himself on the cross. The Father didn't put Him on the cross. Like, you guys are fucking bugged out, man.
Praying to Himself.
Yeah, you Christians need to just leave the Bible alone. You're just clearly confused.
You do not knowing the Most High.
Yeah.
The scriptures.
How the hell is the Son the Father, man? Even when you broke down Colossians, the first chapter, like Captain Zaria, with God's logic, it was plainly breaking it down to him that the Lord sent His Son and He created all these things, principalities, to worship Him. And He just equated that to us. See, how can the creation not be the creator when He created all things to worship?
Because even Yahushua said it was given into my hand. It's given to Him.
Plainly says that. But he just jumps over that, over that. It says, see, how can the creation be the creator but not?
you are fucking
That's like saying and creates things. Oh yeah, but he creates things, so why ain't he the creator? Don't be simple, man.
Yeah. Well, so like your child, right? Yeah, yes, the husband. So the man and the woman got together, made a child, right? So you can be like, oh, we made this child. But if you want to get technical, what does the scripture say? For instance, the reference to Jeremiah in Jeremiah, the first chapter, the fifth and sixth verse, right? It says, before I formed thee in the belly, right? Because the Most High ultimately is the one that is the
Well, who created the process?
exactly. You know, let me grab this real quick.
And then it goes into the, you know, the nativity and all that of the Lord. They want to come with this immaculate deception, thinking that the Lord just came out of anywhere, you know, floating out of a, you know,
Spirit juice.
yeah, spirit juice from the
Oh,
angel
man.
Gabriel. When the angels don't have sex, man,
That's it.
you know, it wasn't no
They
holy.
don't have flesh.
Yeah, they didn't. There was
Have
no.
blood.
The angels did not have no sex with Mary, man.
Hasn't even got the DNA to pass on to the Lord.
Exactly.
That's why he can't be of the. You know, angel has no tribe, so how can he
Yeah,
pass that on?
It says he's of the
You
seed of Abraham, the seed of David.
He's
Man.
gonna be able to travel.
That means he came from the line, the root of David.
That's it.
Meaning that his father Joseph came from that line.
Yeah.
You know, that's what explains his biological father.
Because it's always gone through the father's line.
Exactly.
Always gone through the father's line. Yeah,
These
don't
Christians
listen to
can't get
small man.
over that. They can't get over these hurdles because this scripture is basically like a stumbling block into them.
Too much turkey.
Same has been made as there.
2 Corinthians 4:3. But if our gospel be hid, it's hid to them that are lost.
Yeah, so you Christians that God's gift or God's logic or whatever his name is, you know, you guys are lost, man. The Lord's not dealing with you. And that's evident. You know, you're just gonna keep coming back for more lashings, spiritual lashings, and we'd be glad to give it to you because we got the truth, man, and we stand confident in the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I was gonna say when you hear the apostles speak, when you hear how it's broken down, fucking beautiful. It's beautiful and it's easy to be understood. But that's
Yeah.
how we understand when it says in Isaiah 6, for example, right, that there is an angel that is blocking people from understanding it. You know, we've all experienced it. I'm sure you might be teaching or when we've been at camp teaching, when you're seeing someone get it. Then you're seeing it and then you see bam.
It's gone,
It's gone. Like you can literally see it's like then the angel goes, no. They said you're lost.
They hit the mental block and it was like, oh,
That's
shit.
it.
There's literally an angel out there blocking certain jakes from getting his truth.
Yeah.
No matter how hard they try.
No, go. You got. I was just gonna say. I remember in my year, I found out about the truth about the same time as another same Jake in my year, and then one day we turned up to school into talking about Rastafarianism and yo,
Yeah.
Like, but what happened?
what happened?
Because you go into Rastafarianism, it doesn't make no fucking sense. Yeah, that's crazy shit.
Yeah.
This is about
But you
smoking
chose that
weed.
over this. Kind of crazy. But that's the work of the Lord right there. The Spirit is working against you.
This one real quick.
He's not of the elect.
Matthew 7:13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat.
Yeah, there's a million doctrines out there that you could latch onto. It sounds believable, or you like the sound of it.
Yeah.
You know, I like Greek mythology. It sounds cool. Like, oh yeah, all these things going on. Yeah, good story. Entertainment. These wide, all these gates, they're just set up by Satan to deceive people and to manipulate the minds of the people, to have you believing that you're believing, but you're not really.
Yeah.
You know.
And if I can add just one, that just shows you just how precious it is that because imagine even if you find out that you're Israelite, how many other camps could one have ended up in? Could have ended up in the IOIC, in the GOCC, in the ISUPK, right? You know, and whatever other acronym, but the Lord had it whereby, the Lord led us to the apostles of Great Millstone, man.
Right.
Right.
The Lord, as we mentioned earlier, the sheep of the Lord hear his voice, man. No matter how far they are, how distant they stray away from the word, eventually, they'll hear the calling, man. And that's what we heard.
And it's not the most glamorous or spectacular,
No,
because this is all about the doctrine, man. This is not about all the things attached to it.
the gimmicks, right?
So those of us that decide to follow out, as Apostle Hard on downwards, right? It's because we love the word, man.
Yeah.
It ain't because of
Really,
anything
'cause
else.
we love Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We just didn't know it, man. We was lost, man. It was like Neo. We was in the world,
But we had that conspiracy mindset.
Yeah.
Something's itching in the back of your mind.
That's all right.
Subconsciously like this. Something's
Yeah.
not right, man. Something's going on, but I can't put my finger on it. And the Lord slowly but surely started to lead you into the right direction. We found a great millstone, man.
Right.
Which is the men of the Lord, the truth.
Go a quick one. Isaiah 11:2, and the spirit of the Lord Jehovah shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, the spirit of knowledge and fear of the Lord, and shall make him of quick understanding and the fear of the Lord.
Yeah, we got transformed in the renewing of our mind, man. That's why I like Morpheus, where Morpheus needs to transform. He got to Neo and he transformed his mind to understand the truth quickly as well.
Mhm.
You know, even though he spewed it up, he vomited and all that. Because, you know, reality, man. You have to deal with reality. So there's going to be like, you know, sweet in thy mouth, but it's bitter in thy stomach. So that's the bitterness that he was vomiting now, you know. But that you understood the truth and the reason why he was created to serve the Lord, man, basically. And that's our job, man, to serve the Lord. Come back to the remembrance of who we are, you know.
Talking about Yahushua, it says in he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reprove after the hearing of his ears. But with righteousness shall he judge the poor and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth.
And use the meat, man.
And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips he shall slay the wicked.
So we're looking forward to that. So it said righteousness. Yeah. We live in a world with the scriptures say a lot. Vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, man. And we'll be out once again, we'll be out and about, you'll be hearing certain things, and it just irks your spirit, man. Hearing things, seeing things. You know, I remember one time I was on taking the public transport, and it was like the carriage that I was in. It was like freaks over here, freaks over there. I was like, yo, Satan's fucking with me tonight, man.
Yeah, that's how he does it, man. Because this is his world.
Yeah.
So even the other day I was watching TV. You can't watch TV without seeing something kind of LGBT. Now they got a gay camera and all that. Like, what the fuck is this? Advertising the gay camera. So the camera for the LGBT and all that. I don't even know what's going on out there. It just had rainbow colors on it. Like, what was this, man? It's like, every TV program is going to have some form of diechism or alphabetism or transphobia and all that. You know.
But that was the thing with there was that guy that does the whole going to uni campuses and gets asked questions.
Yeah, the white dude.
Yeah, him. And then basically, what was it? The guy was basically explaining that there's only like 13 police murders of Jake a year or something. So why do I see so much of it? Because that's the whole point. When Esau's over-representing something, it makes you think that this is common, right? And this is it, especially if you live in, say, like London. You might forget that actually there ain't that much Jakes in this country. You know, it's a very small percentage. You go outside.
Esau's still the majority in
Exactly.
nations, you know.
Exactly. You know, but that's what Esau will do. He's just pushing these doctrines and pushing it all in your face. And the frequency at it basically makes you think that this is a lot more common than something that really is. Because really, we shouldn't be talking about these teams. They're such a small amount of the population, but because it's constantly being spoken about, it's advertised. Exactly, it's advertising to the point where you'll be seeing 12-year-old, 13-year-olds with the T flag as chains and stuff like that. But that's what the scripture says, and we quoted it before. Right, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. Right, all of these philosophies, man. That's Esau and his witchcraft.
That's right. Yeah, so we can't wait for this place to get taken out. We're counting down the days, man. Even the other days said that the doomsday clock is getting that much closer to midnight, man. So we can't wait, man. You know, when all hell breaks loose, we gonna be fucking, you know, elated, man. We're so happy, man, because you know we've been waiting for this time for a long time.
Very long time.
The prophets have been waiting, man. So you know,
And creation is groaning.
you know, the earth's grown.
The population of black, so-called black people, black British in the UK, they say it's like 3.7%.
How much?
3.7.
That is so small.
Yeah.
3.7% in Britain.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's nothing.
I feel like I'm minority now. but when you live around certain areas, you don't feel like that much of a minority because there's more of you in that place.
Mm.
But in the whole of England,
Oh, man.
we're little.
That makes us what, like 2.1 million people. It's what 70 million in England. So 10% would be 700 would be
it's not even
1%.
double figures, man.
Yeah.
Like that's
2.1,
crazy.
yeah.
We're getting the blame for everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. But once again, because Esau overrepresents that.
Yeah.
He underrepresents the image of Jake being what do you call it? As in he doesn't show Jake being just stand-up citizen. Every single Jake television show is Jake being degenerate.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Every UK black, the so-called black movie is Council Estate
Gangsterism.
gangsterism.
Yeah. You know?
So if so based on that, yeah, based on those numbers, a prison population in the UK, then you show well, it's probably more than 3%, but it's still a small percentage compared to Edomites in prison.
Which I
So
forget.
they're causing more crime.
So I was gonna say I forget when you actually what they call in statistics, I think like correct. When you correct for, I think that's the term. When you correct for earnings, it's pretty much the same. Because it's not a quote race thing, it's a socioeconomic thing.
Yeah, your area.
Your area and stuff like that. Okay.
You got a lot of Jake in Manchester, for instance. They're not earning as much as Jake in London. Yeah. Or anybody else in London for that matter.
Yeah.
So you look poorer.
And
Because by whole you maybe are.
yeah. And then also not to forget that Esau specifically goes to and is in the police will specifically target Jake.
Yeah.
Man. Right. I mean any brother with a nice car, man. Back here my old thinking when these motherfuckers gonna come stop me, man. Right? But Esau, you get, for instance, she saw, like I've seen it straight. She saw the alarm will go off as she walks out the store. She carries on walking. The security guard doesn't do shit.
Yo, when one of my first ever jobs, yeah, like when back in the day was in a supermarket. And bro, you would think it would be the Jake with the hoodies and the night kicks that are coming in there and stealing shit. It's the early morning the Edomites in the offices, in the office suits with the briefcases that will come in there and just
I remember back in the day, you had that term called shoplifters, right?
Yeah.
That was associated with white women.
Yeah.
That term was with white women, bro.
Shoplifters in boots and all that. Used to catch all the white Edomites coming to steal makeup. Every time it's always Edomites coming to steal fragrances. You know, in shopping centers. You know, you think it'd be Jake. They're just the ones that they say antisocial.
Yeah.
They'll make noise in large numbers. In little groups, they're making noise. You know, like gang nigger shit. You know, little niggas do.
Yeah.
But they ain't going around stealing shit. It's the Edomites that are coming into
That's
stores
it.
and stealing things.
Because deep down they know they'll get away with it.
yeah.
Worst case slapping.
Yeah,
Oh,
slap
bro,
on the wrist.
oh, cheers.
Bro, one of the Edomites got caught stealing and he put on a man like, me? How fucking dare you?
Yep.
But they called the police and then arrested the guy and then he started crying.
Carefully with tears.
Remember that retail store B&M, man.
Yeah.
That was hell, man. Me and another brother used to work in there. Mad people used to catch stealing, bro. Like it's all Edomites, man. Majority of people coming in, it's like a pound store. So like, why would you get this bill? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then they'll call us for.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff and bare shit.
But the thing is,
everywhere.
the way they portray Jake, man, it's only really it's recent
I
times where they put so much negativity in the news about us, man. Because when we first coming over here,
It was working.
you know, our families, our generations before us, right? They just came into work, man.
Yep.
You know, they're upstanding citizens. They want to fuck up their visas, bro. They want to stay in the country, bro. And so they just worked hard, man. They kept their head down. You know, you white people are doing all the fucking violence or the gangs, and that was you lot.
Yeah.
And then obviously somewhere later down the line, Esau obviously got into the hoods and whatever, started selling them drugs or whatever the case may be, and then you started jumping on those bandwagons, man.
And started selling the image.
Yeah.
It's something that once again I meditate on every now and then. It's just this image of the guy that gets the girl is always the gangster. It's never the nerd. It's never the guy that's the upstanding citizen, the average Joe. It's always like really in a society, if a guy's a bad breed, right, you should shun that guy, as is in our law. If someone's a bad breed after a certain age, you bring him before the judges and you execute that little nigga.
If you don't want to repent, that's it. You're done.
That's it, right? But in this society, you think about all of the programs. It was always the jock. Right, always the
arsehole.
the arsehole that got all the and what does that do? That's fashioned everyone to be like, look, to get the girls, I've got to be that guy.
Gotta be a criminal.
Got to be a criminal, and that fast money.
Yeah, and that's what these women are, lust after.
Ultimately,
You know?
yeah.
Really,
power.
because that's why a woman's not supposed to choose a husband, because they always choose the wrong
Terribly.
fucking partner. Based off the
Terribly.
flesh.
Well, look how many shoes they have.
Fighting Pikachu, bro.
You know what I'm
How many
saying?
whips they have?
And you gotta need them all.
You know, if you can't choose a shoe, how can you choose a husband? That that's crazy.
And they choose shoes that hurt their feet. Like, I don't
Exactly.
understand, bro. You're just backwards, bro. You're all twisted and shit.
But that's how they choose their
Yeah,
men.
that's what I'm saying. They're just backwards, bro. They can't choose shit.
Good shit.
You know?
Oh man, good.
High heels and shit, man.
Yeah.
I want to look nice. Yeah, more, that's it. Get a wash.
No, sir.
That's it, yeah.
I'll grab this real quick. So John 10 and 10. So the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy.
Esau's the biggest thief. That's the more the point.
Yeah.
Right? Esau is the biggest thief, right? Because he's stolen continents, man.
Yep.
People's
People,
continents,
heritages,
souls of men, everything, man.
everything.
Stealing all kinds of shit, right?
Yeah.
And he a damn criminal, the biggest criminal, and the most are gonna judge him according to that, man, because he ain't paid none of that back.
Yeah.
He has no plans to,
Yeah, man.
you know.
The biggest war criminals on the earth are definitely you Edomites, man.
Mm.
That's why Netanyahu's going to be on the run soon, man. That
Yeah.
guy, you know, Edomites are getting your history is coming back to haunt you, man.
Yeah.
You can't run from
Well,
your
the
fucking
blood
history.
shall pursue thee, right?
Yeah, man.
You know, you didn't hate blood, so blood shall pursue thee.
It's the same shit you've been doing since the ancient time. You're doing it all over again. It's just that people got cameras now and they can see you in live time
100%.
doing the same shit you did to the Native American Indians,
Yeah.
man. Stealing their own land. Like he had that news that passed, and the black guy was telling Edomite reporter, basically, look, man, you can't blame the immigrants for doing what they're doing when you devils. Basically, how you gonna call a man an immigrant in his own fucking land?
Yeah.
All they're doing is coming home.
Yeah.
'Cause they Mexico belongs to the Mexicans. They don't belong to you white people.
Right.
You came here and you stole their land. And the black man was telling the Edomite, he said, don't bring that up. Or don't try and go there. Why not? That's your history, man.
Yep.
You're the real aliens, man. You're in another man's land, telling a man what to do.
That's called hypocrisy.
That's hypocrisy. How are you going to call a man a stranger in his own land and you're telling him you can't jump borders because you say so? But you're the one who came and stole his land, murdered his people, pillaged their villages and all that. And now you're talking about he's not an American because he's representing the flag and all that, patriotism and all that.
Like these Americans do.
Yeah. But if the fucking that, no, or let's say they did want to stay in Mexico. Let's say who's destabilizing Mexico?
Exactly.
This Edomite, man.
Yeah.
You once again was speaking about it last week at the camp. When you think about Esau will throw bananas onto football pitches, the Edomites, Americans, destabilize South America for bananas. When you when you look into because that's where if I remember correctly, that's where the term banana republic originates. Like Esau would go in there to do destabilization just so he could get access to the bananas. When you look at the banana, you got the Chiquita, right? That was a rebranding of the American something company, man. So Esau's been going around destabilizing, ruining countries, and then act surprised when those people start looking for a better life.
Oh,
See,
that's
the
so
thing is,
guilty.
Esau needs to be. Esau's one that needs to be deported, right?
Yeah.
He needs to
If you
deport.
say that, they're gonna kick up. They're gonna
Yes.
say, "No, what you talking about? That was a long time ago and all that." What do you mean?
Okay, well, just let the Mexicans stay for a little while, then we'll just call it a long time ago afterwards, isn't it? That's my logic. Just let them move in and then just wait. I don't know however many years you feel like it, and then
No.
just say, yeah, it's a long time ago. Don't worry about it.
No accountability.
But what you might be deported from America back to Britain, and when you get to Britain, you be deported again,
Yeah.
right to the Caucasus, and when you get to the Caucasus, you be deported again to the fucking Mount Seir, bro. That's where you belong, man.
That's where you belong, man.
You know?
You don't want to hear that. Anytime they bring that information up, you can't say that. That's anti-Semitism.
Go
and
back
all that.
to
That's
your
hate.
homeland.
It's your history, bruv. It's the truth. You went around the earth colonizing all these different nations. You're doing it to this day. You're in other people's lands, stealing their resources, starting all these conflicts and wars, and acting like you ain't got no hand in it.
And
You're
then
the devil, man.
you move these small hats into Palestine.
Yeah.
You know, you just do what the fuck you want to do, man.
Come on,
And
man.
that's what I mean. Because you have impunity, right? You do what the fuck you want to do because you got the power and the might to do it, right? But like I said, when we're in power, we're not gonna fucks, man.
Yep.
And you forfeit your land, so you're gonna have no home.
You ain't gonna have no home.
Yeah, no
You have
home,
a
bro.
ditch for a home, man.
Because you should be there now. Right? You should go back to your home fucking land, man, and everyone deal with their inheritance, man.
Yeah. He's the one. He loves saying, "Go back to your country."
Yeah, but it's you gotta accept your boundaries, bro.
Anyone else that fights for resistance and that, they're called terrorists.
Yeah.
But when you do it, you're the hero, man.
That's it.
It don't make no fucking sense.
in South Africa to this day.
To this day, yeah.
Yeah.
When, so I was going to say, when you look at a lot of economic policy, right, you start seeing that actually Esau is the number one problem with all of these countries in the world. Yeah, you will not progress unless Esau allows you to progress.
Right.
Once again, a good bit of history to prove this, because all these about conspiracy theories, a good bit of history that proves this is when you look at the history of Japan, right, post-World War II Japan, right, it was America that allowed the emperor to stay, right, because the emperor would be pivotal, right, in the transition period for what America wanted from Japan, right? So if they can do that with Japan and their emperor, basically keep him as a puppet, what do you think these other leaders in the rest of the world are?
Of course, look at was it
Guaido, yeah,
and yeah,
in Venezuela and that.
bro. Even with the small hats, yeah. Back when the British had colonized Africa, they had a part of Africa known as the British East Africa. Literally, they called it the British East
Yeah.
Africa, which was it's modern day Kenya and Uganda. And then they were proposing to move
British
the small, yeah, and they were proposing to move the small hats there. And then the people that were the British people that colonizers that were there, like basically protested against it, and so then they chose Palestine as their second option.
Yep.
So they went in there, fucked
So that
Palestine.
nutbar shit happening, you know, because they gave the land to the Arabs, which didn't belong to them anyway. You know,
Yeah.
But these are
Crusade.
these are there before you were.
Yes, sir.
But then you made deals with them and then you backstabbed them, man, like you always do.
The only
everyone else.
beef they should have had is with us when we come back. But you know, but that would have been dealt with quickly anyway. And it will be.
Quashed.
It will be when we do go back, it'll be dealt with quickly. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be empty anyway because it's been destroyed. But
That's why we ain't even got the land back right now. Because if we was in that land like the Arabs was back then, you'd be just bombing the shit out of us now. This land don't belong to you. You got to move out of Gaza. You'd be bombing the shit out of us, man. That's why we can't go back to the land right now.
got no power.
Yeah, we ain't got no power, no defense, man.
Really pissed off. Is the Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. Okay, part of that iniquity is going around stealing everybody's land and their resources, man.
Woe to you,
You know?
that increases that which is not his.
That's right. So when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They got the power. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Right? This is the Esau's time, right? So they covet fields. So they're coveted. Esau's coveted by nature.
Yep.
Right? He can't be satisfied, as the scriptures say, right? So he's always eyeing up other people's lands and what they got to find a way to take it from them. Right? And this is why he needs a global system. Right? Everybody on one global order. Right? To confine everybody in his thing, right? So they covet fields and take them by violence. Because you're a violent man. You all know this. Right? You act like you're not, but you are. You're a man of blood. Right? And houses. And take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So you can even steal people's identities and shit, man. And oppress other people's identity. You've gone around and changed all the names of the landmarks, the lands, and all kinds of things. Like there's no ancient names hardly anywhere to be found. Only certain things have remained the same. But these nations don't go by their ancient names, man, because you changed their names. You know what I find funny? Because I've been learning Japanese recently, right? Japan, we call it Japan. Right, but to say Japan in Japanese, it's Nihon.
Yeah.
But why do they just call themselves Neonites or something? Or Nihonese? They don't. They call themselves Japanese, right? Because Esau changed that,
So
the understanding of it.
same with China, because in when you go on the website, you see .co.uk or .com,
Domains.
but China's .co.zh. Oh, .zh. That doesn't sound like Chinese, but it really means something.
How
Jungo whatever, which basically means like middle land.
right?
And Japan in the thing I think means Eastern land, if I remember, or Eastern city and stuff like that. So all of these lands had their own ancient names. Basically, like you're saying, and as the scripture says, rather Psalm 49, they call the lands after their own name. Where they basically come and they say,
Well, Africa.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Africa? That wasn't called that.
Yeah.
So Esau's going around changing all the identities of all these people, oppressing their lineage, their heritage and all that kind of stuff, where they come from.
Yeah.
And like, everyone just, I don't know, it's a spirit, man, because obviously they've all bowed down to the oppression of Esau.
It was that bomb.
Yeah.
Have you seen the meme of like Japan before the bomb and then after the bomb? Yo, because this is it. It's like when you don't know the history of Japan, there's a reason why the Chinese and the Koreans hate the Japanese. Obviously, not as much, no more, because the Japanese were doing a madness, right? The Lord put a cold spirit on those Ammonites, man. A war nation, right? Hard and all tough, right? Then they dropped them 2 bombs on them,
Yeah.
and then that changed them for good.
Nada konnichiwa.
No more ninjas.
No, konnichiwa. You know,
Yeah.
they're on that spirit. Right?
Yeah,
No more
feminine.
samurais.
Yeah,
Suited up.
yeah,
You know, no just a garment. They got rid of the samurais.
yeah,
No
yeah, yeah.
more samurais.
There's no samurai culture in
no
Japan
more
no more.
ninjas. None of that.
You know what I'm saying? They've neutered them.
Yeah, wait, that's the word. That's the word. That's
They've
the
neutered
word,
them,
yeah.
man. And now they're just a vassal
Yeah.
state of America, basically.
Yeah. Which is why a few months ago, or maybe a year or so ago, they basically said that when they changed their stance from being anti-war to basically being like as in defensive to being offensive,
Yeah.
right? One of the things that came after that is they said we'll either make our own nukes or we'll host American nukes. I.e., we'll host American nukes.
Yeah.
Right? Basically showing you that America has a hand in all of this. And once again, why is America in Japan?
Yep.
They're all the way over there, but that's why the scriptures say what they say. Neither keep it at home.
Yep. Just one more verse. Verse 3 says, therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, a bad time. Evil means a bad time. And only that's that judgment that's going to come for him. Come for Esau, right? From which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go haughtily. You won't be proud of this.
Sir.
For this time is evil.
That's
right.
Bad times is coming, man.
Oh, beautiful, man. This is Habakkuk, yeah, that was the one. Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup.
Yes, your history's been revealed. And this is happening because the Lord's about to judge you. So everything has to be brought to the forefront, man.
Again, some of the internet has played its part in.
Yeah.
Right? Because obviously people have known about these things, but because it's not constantly in your sight all the time, right? All this history.
Yeah.
You have to go to a library to go find these things, and people don't like reading. You know what I'm saying? But in there, some of these things being dragged back up again, and parallels being made with things that are happening today. And so everything you do is super bad. You know?
It's going to substantiate why the judgment going to, happen so badly to you because, everyone's going to realize that, you deserve this punishment that you're getting, man.
Yep.
It's not no ill-gotten punishment from the Lord. The Lord's judging you because of all the wicked shit you've done. All the shit you've done throughout history, you have to pay for it, man.
Okay, what's been beautiful about the whole Israel-Palestine thing is just the fact that it's proven that these Edomites, the ones before, they'll be like, oh, if I was there, I would have done something about it. But this whole situation has shown that that you have not changed. We read it in Jeremiah 13:23. Can the Ethiopian change the skin for the leopard is spot? Right? You are that same devil. And you don't hate blood. In fact, you love blood, man.
Bloodthirsty.
Blood, that's it. It says, and let thy foreskin be uncovered, the cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Right? And that's the point. Right? Shameful spewing is on your glory because people are now once again, right, just bringing up your history to the point where, like, it was like a shame to be a white man or a straight white man. Right? Now the truth is coming because the truth is coming now on everything that you've been doing throughout history. When the Queen died, people mourned for like
2
20
seconds.
yeah. I'm being generous. People mourn for 2 seconds, but then people are like, but wait, there actually,
She's a colonizer.
Yeah, man.
bringing out all of the history. And the worst thing is that's the least of the crimes that she committed, man.
Yeah.
Right? Because we understand really what these elites be getting up to. Like there was that particular thing that I remember watching where they went to basically there's a cabin photo of Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein, and then they basically showed that the Queen and Philip had been there before, and one of the things that they said is a couple's children in that school that after they left were never seen again. Yeah, I remember that. So this is the wickedness that goes on in this world, man.
And they're behind it, man.
It's like you mentioned about the Jake, I think it's a news channel or something. He's talking about the Mexicans are coming home, right? It's like Esau's continuously having to do damage control.
Yeah.
Because it's being brought out on live TV in front of people and shit now. It's like he can't, and Esau, all he can do is make excuses and go on the defensive the whole time. That's what he's doing right now, is going on defensive. Oh, this and that, and we shouldn't this and
that's racist.
yeah. That's all he's talking to right now because he's being shat on right now, man.
Yeah.
Who are really reviewing this though is like, oh shit, what do? What I can say is like, well, no, this and that. You know, but it's being put out there for everyone to see now. It's coming up in just general conversation now. You know, everyone's kind of talking about it, man, or they don't want to talk about it because it's pretentious.
Yeah.
Because they know white people fucked up really.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about it. You know, but they know they're in the wrong.
People are waking up, man. People are starting to smell the coffee, man.
Yep. This is the book of Isaiah 25:7. And he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all all the lies, all the cover-ups, right? It's being revealed, man.
Yeah.
Even these fucking elites, man, they can't hide all the conspiracy theories anymore, man. It's like they're like, you know, again, they're just doing damage control.
Yeah.
You know,
Controlling the narrative.
control narratives, fucking set up verifying bots or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, oh, this is a verified article or some shit. These are green tick or blue tick or whatever, man. You're just trying your best to kind of keep people away from the truth.
Yeah,
Because the
a lot
truth is
of
out.
Like you said, a lot of damage control.
Yeah.
A lot of damage control. Even to the last minute, Esau's going to be doing a lot of damage control. He's never going to accept and take the blame for any of all the wickedness that he's done. He even says that in Revelation. Yeah. When even the Lord starts hitting them with a missile, they're going to be, you know, cursing against the Lord. They're never going to admit they was wrong, man. They're the devil.
That's why
He's the opposite of Job.
yeah.
That's why it's going to be that much sweeter for us to see him go down, man.
Yeah.
We're going to relish in it, man. We're not going to be, you know, we're not going to have
no,
no remorse
Esau.
for this devil. Nah, no remorse.
We're enjoying it from now.
Yeah, man.
We're seeing, you know,
Of
these
course, yeah.
Edomites starting to get through.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, they'll put on a strong face. You know they hurt. You know they're going home and beating their wife, man.
People are losing their minds out there.
May it long carry on.
It's only gonna get worse, man.
Straight up.
Because that's it. That's what scriptures command us to watch and pray.
Yeah.
And in doing so, we see look, when you talk about the economy, this place as we mentioned earlier on, it's food. It's food. Right? When you consider, what did it say? I think what was this stat like? The majority of people can't afford a £400 emergency expense or something, a $400 emergency expense. You know, so then when you're looking at gas prices rise, when you're looking at insurance prices rise, all of these different things are necessities that you've got no choice but to pay. You're just thinking, bro, how are people surviving? But the answer is they're not.
Got no buffer, man.
No buffer. And Esau's done that on purpose because what we're witnessing is a demolition, a controlled demolition of this society.
Yeah.
To the end that it then becomes so-called uncontrolled. It becomes chaotic because that's what Esau wants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Jehovah, Hashem Yahweh shall host. They shall build, but I will throw down.
Right, so you've been allowed to build again because you know you got kingdoms and lost them, right? You know we kicked you out of Rome, right? So you come back and built again, right? But the Most High isn't going to allow you to stay built.
Yeah, Rome's going to fall again.
That's right.
You're saying Rome's not going to fall this time. Rome's going to fall again, man, but worse than the first time.
That's right. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh have indignation forever.
And Esau ran the whole world. That's why there's wickedness in the whole earth, man. Esau's affecting everybody, right? Everywhere they are, they breed wickedness.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why they're the border of wickedness, man.
Yeah.
Right, so they have to be uprooted out of the earth.
When you look at certain of them places that are just like, sex tourism, who's going there? Esau.
You got the money and
the means.
the time.
You know, and when we say, because you may be thinking passport bros, that's not the kind of sex tourism Esau's doing.
And that's new even.
Yeah,
Passport pros is new.
But
Like
it's new.
Esau's been doing fucking
for
ages.
years, yeah, but at least it's
Yeah,
women.
yeah,
and
yeah,
lady, because there was an electrical engineer that came. You know, they got to come check your house every now and then. And this Jake used to be in the army, innit? And he basically said his general above him, right, would basically just go. They'll be like in one of them Asian countries. He'd go straight up and say, "I'm dealing with a trans." Right? That's what he be doing, man. But then what the guy did say was like, "Look, man." The general said, "Look, man, you'd be surprised who else is doing it."
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
We wouldn't be surprised.
exactly.
You know, we know that's what you man get up to.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, for the layman, yeah, that'd be a surprise because you don't think that's what these men are doing. Freaks. But you know, the scripture reveal what the character of this guy is.
Yeah.
You know, what these men are into. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. So, you know, with that, we're going to say all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Bashem, Rakah, double honors unto our elders, the apostles of GMS, and shalom out there to the whole world that pushes truth and also sincerity, man. Until next time.